campuses sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
The home of the Lakers, and now the home of the Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 9 a.m. to noon, KSPN Los Angeles, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Oh, it's Windy Wednesdays on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
What is the difference between 50 million
get like super
20?
crazy to the bone real?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like to the bone real?
Yes.
They're not winning it next year anyway because you're not climbing over San Antonio and Oklahoma City in one spot. You got to sell all your season tickets. You got to sell your games on Spectrum. You got to be good for the Lakers brand now and going forward for the next star. So the real thing that you should do is you should pay LeBron the money. Do it on a one-year deal. Don't give him multiple years. Give him what he wants on a one-year deal.
It's Windy Wednesdays.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on the air.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
Don't the Rams say bleep them picks?
Yes.
That was a long time ago. Different now. Now they're good at the picks.
Yeah, but didn't they do that and win the Super Bowl?
They did.
This is a bleep them picks trade.
Yeah, what was it?
Horn-chins.
Yeah.
Horn-chin.
Sedano is a guy who's like, hey, I've been around the NBA 20 years. I can draw plays up on the board. I can do
God.
What do you mean, oh, God? What do you mean?
A little sabor.
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hacks.
You're the güero on the radio.
Giant Mexican, horn section. And
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
give me a freaking break.
I'm reacting to Art Bell.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
Amazing.
Do you want to do the love boat, or do you want me to do the love boat?
The Art, I don't even know what you're talking
No, here it is. Ready? Watch this. Watch this.
It's Windy Wednesdays.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Bit boy.
Monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that. We did it, Dad. We did it.
We were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time. So,
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
It's Windy Wednesdays
Oh, just one more thing.
on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Give him a big giant hug and say, we can't wait to see you back. And you kick the can down the road for a year.
Oh, yes. Here we go. 7:02 and 30 seconds.
Quack, quack.
Sorry for slamming my fist, but I thought my quack quack would be up.
Quack.
We're off to a rolling
Half a
start,
quack.
aren't we? Half a quack.
only half a quack.
June 3rd, 2026. I tell you, they're trying to get my heart to explode this morning. But we're going to try to make it through together on a Windy Wednesday. Brian Windhorst will be here. Genuine in the digital hour. I hate to tease something 2 hours away, but we know I'm a man of the pony. And Genuine's coming on at 9 o'clock to talk about SeaWorld and train me how to thrust those hips. And Windy will be live from the Alamo, where George Sedano, good morning, is live from the Alamo for NBA Finals game number 1.
Good morning.
Wow,
I ran into Charles Barkley last night as I checked in.
Oh, yeah? How'd
he
that
was
go?
holding court at the bar. I could hear his voice from all the way at the reception.
Yeah, who's he holding court around? Like who's sitting there as a hanger-on?
I couldn't see. It was dark, but I heard him clearly. And then I walked over there after I checked in. I said, "Charles, I heard your loud ass over here." And then he went, "Georgie."
and then
came over.
Is that where it ended, or is that where it began?
Well, he brought it in. We said hello. We talked for a minute, and then he was getting ready to leave. And I was also, it was late. It was midnight when I got here.
Really? You got there that late, huh?
Yeah.
Is that why you were texting like a freak of the week last night?
We also had some travel delays, yeah.
Were you?
well,
now,
that
I have to
explains it.
ask you a real question because you were in Sedano class on the airline.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to ask this in the group chat because I was at the market trying to get something to eat after 47 hours on the air.
Yeah, and my throat is on fire.
I can kind of hear it.
I don't know what happened, but I have got something
You
going
probably
on.
had some schedule in there from the airline because
I don't know. You need the medical
filtered in.
emergency kit. I'm telling you that right now.
Or you just
do
need a
definitely
nice
need the
navage
medical
to flush out those sinuses, you know?
Yeah, but you should. But when you travel on the road the way this kid travels, you should be traveling with a medical emergency kit. But that's another
I
story
should.
for another
You're
day.
right.
Was
Yeah,
there
it is,
maybe some vino in your bloodline last night?
No, I
No.
haven't had a drink in over a week.
So that was sober? Sober Sedano was attacking me like a raccoon from an airline.
What do you mean?
Well, he wants to do this bit with Zamboni for the NHL Stanley Cup. I guess it's
Well,
just
listen,
the Stanley
we
Cup
have-
final.
The Stanley Cup final was a thriller last night.
was
I
a
was
great
watching
game.
it on the flight.
Listen, you know who loved it,
And-
Bergie?
Who loved it?
A guy in Vegas. That's all. I'll say.
Oh, good God.
Is this
Yeah,
what
a guy
you're
in
in a
Vegas.
bad
Golden
mood so you have to
Knights.
try and get me in a bad mood? Is that what you're trying to do?
I'm in a good mood now because we're starting the show, but I'll be in a bad mood at 10:01. I guarantee you. But the
But what I said
Vegas
was-
Golden Knights take care of it.
We did this whole thing the entire season with Zamboni in the YouTube hour about the Kings. Now, it was probably like 15 minutes too long. But what we could do, what I wanted to do was during the Stanley Cup final on the day after games, we have a segment called 2 Minute Minor. And Zamboni has 2 minutes in the penalty box to recap yesterday's game and also take questions. But the second 2 minutes is over, we're pushing his ass out of the studio.
You know what would be a good idea now that you bring it up? Yesterday, me and Bergie went into the new Pizza Hut content studio. And since Zamboni is in the penalty box
that's
for
perfect.
the 2 minute minor, we put him
Yeah,
in the
that's
Pizza
perfect.
Hut penalty box for 2 minutes.
Oh, no. We're not trying to do this in the no, we're not doing that. Okay.
Well, but think about it like this.
You know what, Cappy?
What?
If you want to think about it so hard, come in and help us. You're not here today, so we're going to do it in the on-air studio.
Well, I am here, but here's the other thing.
You're not in studio with us.
It
I
is
know,
a great
but,
idea.
But the idea is that, Chris, the good news is that at the 2 minute mark, you literally cut him off and you don't have to face him.
I'll still cut him off. I'm
Okay.
not worried about facing him.
All right. I mean, you don't have to look right at him. He's like, come on, I was in the middle of something here. No. 2
Doesn't
minutes,
matter.
that's it.
2 minutes, it's over. 2 minute
That's
minor.
right.
Yeah, we'll do 2 minutes. What time you want to do that, Sedano?
Not in the YouTube.
Oh, in the YouTube. You're going to make the kid wait?
After
Can he
January.
I think.
I mean, how about this? We'll do it at like 8:45.
Okay, let's do it at 8:45.
Oh no, when's Windy on?
Well, I don't know.
8:30 to 9, it looks like.
We're still waiting on confirmation from our producer who's in
is he
Cleveland.
Is he there?
No.
Windy?
He's there. He's
no,
where you are.
I'm saying, is Zamboni there?
Yeah, he's in here with Brooke in the back.
Oh, no, don't do it,
okay,
George.
then we
don't
can do like
it.
7:45-ish.
Oh,
Okay.
I
was gonna
like
say,
that
don't-
because what that's going to do is that's going to get my phone to blow up. And you know what? I'm kind of in F them picks mood today.
Oh,
Listen,
you are.
We're going to do it.
Let me tell. No disrespect to everyone.
Take it out on
This
him.
is
Unload.
this is the Sedano and Cap show. If we want to do 2 minutes of hockey, we can do 2 minutes of hockey with the only person in the goddamn building that understands hockey.
Oh, yeah. I like that. I needed that. That got me going.
My favorite thing from last night was Cappy just saying "ha" over and over again after
Well,
every
because you guys
single
were killing
sentence.
me. You guys were killing me on text last night, and I'm literally sitting there watching this hockey game and watching the Dodger game at the same time. And every time you guys said something, I literally was exploding laughing out loud. So I was trying to express much more than an LOL. LOL says, heh, but
You're not 12 years old, so maybe we get past the
Well,
LOL.
Wait,
you
so
know?
hold on. Don't interrupt him.
Yeah,
LOL
yeah,
says
what's
what?
your problem? LOL is like this. But when you say HAAAAAAA on text, that's like, you see the difference?
Yes, I see the difference.
Okay. Because LOL is like, eh. But when you type out, ha, that's like, oh, damn. You see what I'm saying?
I feel you. All
Okay.
good drops. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, before we get to the hockey thing that's only going to last 2 minutes, let's talk about what Sean McVay said yesterday. So now this Aaron Donald stuff is really starting to gain traction, except for the fact that Aaron Donald's wife is like, what the hell is going on Twitter, basically. But Sean McVay was asked about Aaron Donald and a potential return now that Myles Garrett is here while Myles Garrett is being introduced. And here's what Sean said.
All right. We'll effort the sound in just a moment.
Here, I'll do it. Hold on. I'll do it. Well, now that we've got Myles Garrett, we're going to have a complimentary kind of team because we've got the pass rush up front, but we've got the secondary in the back, and I think we're really going to go out there because we're really, really excited. Sean McVay said yesterday in the press conference that he's excited 5,000 times, just to be clear. I want everybody to understand the young man is excited, okay, as we all are, about
we
Myles
have the
Garrett.
Sean McVay sound now.
Listen, if he's interested, there is no. Here's what I would say. You talk to Aaron and you see what he said about that. Here's what I would tell you guys overall too is, Aaron's a guy that I stay really close in touch with, and I know the respect that he has for Myles. Talk to him about the opportunity to be able to bring him on board. If Aaron decides he wants to dust him off at the age of 35, I bet you he could still do it at a pretty high clip.
He's not wrong.
I think so.
By the way, the best part of everything, including his wife tweeting out, "Y'all hilarious." Nobody is actually saying no.
Right.
They're all just making commentary. But nobody's saying, no, this is absolutely not happening, as Aaron Donald continues to post workout videos.
Yeah. But don't you guys think that if you're Aaron Donald at 35 and you're a big Laker fan and you're a LeBron fan and you look at LeBron at 41 and you say, how's he still doing this at 41? And you say to yourself, but I'm only 35.
Different sport, though.
No, I got it. And the position that Aaron Donald plays is,
in the trenches.
Right. But even still, most guys look at LeBron and they go, I don't know how he's still doing it at 41, almost 42 years old. I don't know how he could possibly be doing it. You ask anybody who's around LeBron's age, who's long retired from the NBA, hey, if he's doing it, how come you can't do it? And they're like, forget it. He's superhuman. Aaron Donald, to me, fits into that superhuman category that if he decided he wanted to do it, he could do it. And when you look at, you and I talked earlier this week, George, Serena Williams is coming out of retirement, right?
Right.
I don't know this is a fact, but I think that if you're Serena Williams, you look at LeBron James and you say, I still got the fire. It still burns inside of me. And you know what? I'm programmed as a pro athlete. I'm one of the most competitive people you'll ever be around. I'd like to see if I could pull it off. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, but I'd like to try. And so if I'm Aaron Donald and I work out like a beast and I keep myself in literally like training camp form, there's got to be a part of him that's thinking, Super Bowl's in L.A. We won it last time it was here. I've got Myles Garrett. I've got McDuffie in the secondary now. I've got Stafford all these years later. I've got a Super Bowl-ready team. You know what? For one more year, let's go do it. But he has to have the fire. He can't just half-ass it. He can't just show up. He's got to really want it. And that's, I think, what we're all waiting for. Does he or doesn't he? But you're right. It's picking up steam.
He's got to have the fire inside, Cappy.
He does indeed.
I feel like we did this bit long ago with the Bob Seger song.
Oh, with the fire inside?
Yeah.
Yeah, we may have. I do love Bob Seger.
You didn't know you were going to hear Bob Seger at 7:12 in the morning, did you?
No, but it's a good way to start your day.
Aaron
really
Donald,
is.
do you have the guts or are you gutless? We know he's not gutless. Do you have the fire inside like Cappy does every morning? Like
Honestly,
Sedano did on that airplane last night as he was pounding our heads into submission by text.
What he needs is, to be honest with you, to play that position, to play defensive tackle again, because that is trench warfare, Cappy. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Like there is the stuff that happens in there is vile, sometimes inhuman.
Are you talking about your text thread or the football?
Both.
Yeah,
incredibly
right.
physical.
It's like being on the defensive line. When you're on the receiving end of the Sedano text messages, you know that he's sitting around and he's got time and he's just pounding us over and over and over again. It's like being double-teamed by a center and a guard, and that's Aaron Donald.
And what you would need is the devil inside, like in excess, Christopher. You need the devil inside
I don't know if I have that song.
To be able to go and get yourself out of those positions you're going to be found in when you're on the defensive line. Now, I would also say, though, maybe not as bad considering you have Myles Garrett next to you now all of a sudden. So there is
you also have Poona Ford I mean, Aaron Donald.
In a rotation, right? Puna
Yeah,
Ford is good. And Braden Fisk, let's not forget. Yeah.
If you are Aaron Donald, you might be thinking to yourself, I want to come back. But then you think, do I really want to do this to my body again? And do I really have what it takes inside my mind and my heart to want to do it? But I will just say this, that if Aaron Donald went in and sat down with Sean McVay and he sat down with Chris Shula, who I know is Chris Morales' favorite defensive coordinator, if you sat down with Chris Shula, you might say to yourself, what would the plan be? Because it's not that I have to come back. Right. It's not that I have to come back and be the player I was when I was, helping this team win a Super Bowl. But you mentioned Fisk. I mentioned Ford. You got now a 3-man rotation. Do I play 30% of the snaps? Because I was playing 90% of the snaps. But I'm 35 now, and I've been out of the game for 2 years. So if you could convince Aaron Donald that your role is 30% of the snaps, maybe he would come back for that.
Well, look, Pat McAfee apparently texted Aaron Donald, and he explained the exchange on the air on the Pat McAfee show. So if we have that, we'd love to play that at this particular moment.
So we reach out to Aaron Donald. Okay? I reach out to Aaron Donald. And I would like to say, according to source, says, it for sure got me thinking.
Yins are going to go down and talk to Aaron Donald in that.
Their sources bid is like our 6-7.
Yes, it is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Sources. Yeah. But McAfee and Aaron Donald, I can recall during the college football season, there was the Pitt Notre Dame game where College Game Day showed up in Pittsburgh, and Aaron Donald showed up down there so he could come over to tell Yins about what it was like to play at Pitt back then. And so I don't know how well these guys may have ever known each other prior to that, but remember when Aaron Donald ripped off his shirt and then McAfee, I think, did the same thing at the desk? I could understand where the two of them were like, hey, let's exchange numbers, let's keep in touch, blah, blah, blah. And so McAfee sending him a text, and there were a couple other people that also reported something similar, that they had texted him and he said kind of the same thing. But this Aaron Donald part of this story is interesting, but I will just say this, George. I think the Rams can win the Super Bowl just the way they are today.
Oh, no, no question.
I thought they could have won the Super Bowl the way they were 2 days ago before they got Myles Garrett.
Agreed.
And now that they've got Myles Garrett, and we've seen the press conference with Les and with Sean and with Myles, obviously, yesterday, and now he's entrenched and he's got his number 95, which he got from Puna Ford. I think we're all pretty excited for the start of this football season, which is like 100 days, not even less than 100 days away. But training camp's around the corner in July.
Yeah, and look, Dan Orlovsky of ESPN, I don't know what show he said this on. Could have been NFL Live, could have been like Get Up or something. But he talked about why Garrett will be even better than he's been, which has been incredible on the Browns. He'll be even better on the Rams.
Myles Garrett set the sack record 23 in a season when the Browns' opponents dropped back 563 times, third fewest. So, meaning they saw a pass game third least amount of the time out of anybody in the NFL defensively. Mm-hmm. That's insane. That's insane. So imagine now the bottom part, the Rams saw 7 most because often with the lead. So Myles Garrett has done all of this with not often seeing teams throw the football. He's never had the opportunity, or rarely had the opportunity, to rush on third down in the second half with a 10-point lead.
True. And they asked Myles Garrett about it yesterday at the press conference, and he said exactly that. He goes, look, when you play with a lead, which he did not do very often in Cleveland, the phrase he used is, I'm going to be able to pin my ears back, and I'm going to be able to go after the quarterback. And so Garrett knows what he's coming into right now. He said all the right things yesterday, George. Loved Cleveland, loved his time there, loved the organization, loved his teammates, enjoyed, getting to know his neighbors and being part of the community and owned a home, et cetera, et cetera. But the bottom line is he's coming into a place that is Super Bowl ready. And he even talked about, Myles Garrett, how important it is for him to immediately impact winning because he's 30 now. And he's got another 3-ish years left on this contract that was redone by the Browns. But when you're 30, you still may feel invincible. But in the world of football, you're on the other side more often than not. especially at that position, no matter how great a condition that guy is in. I mean, he is just ripped and massive. And, I mean, the guns that he has, the guy's unbelievable from a physique standpoint, but he's 30.
7:19. You know what you could have done in those 19 minutes? Well, go see our friends at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for a location near you.
Oh, nicely done. Very nicely done. Very, very good.
You know, I know we got to get to the Dodgers segment in just a moment. But there was one last thing that he talked about yesterday, Myles Garrett, at his press conference, and it was about one LeBron Ramon James. He kind of brought him up, and here's what he said about his interaction with LeBron about this.
I'm not sure, honestly. I've gotten a whole bunch of calls and texts. I've already missed a call from Coach early on. Just my phone blowing up, but. No, he's been a positive force in my life. Just giving advice when he can as far as transition. Always trying to work through different situations. Early on in my career, and I'm sure we'll have some more conversations now being in the same city. So we'll see. We'll see how long LBJ is around here. I'm not sure what his future looks like, but if he wants to stay around for a couple more years, I know they'll accept him with open arms, but there's only so long he can play.
It's so funny. When he started answering that question, I couldn't hear the question during the press conference, so I didn't know who they were talking about. At first, I thought they were talking about like some coach that he had. And I started thinking to myself,
"Do you think he was talking about Lyndon B. Johnson or something?"
Well, and by the way, just so you know, I'm caught up in all these World War II documentaries.
That's why.
In my mind, I'm thinking history, LBJ. Who the hell's he talking about? And then I started thinking about what coaches have the nickname LBJ or have the initials, and then he's talking about LeBron. Because LeBron left Cleveland, and LeBron came to L.A., and LeBron has won a championship. And here you have Myles Garrett, who plays on LeBron's favorite football team, showing up.
You think he was talking about him and Chloe going to dinner with Lady Bird Johnson and Lyndon? Is that what you think they were going to do?
Listen, I'm caught up in this World War II docuseries with Tom Hanks on the History Channel. And last night I went to great lengths to try and get this docuseries, logging in and forgetting passwords and blah, 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 and you know the story. But I will just say this, Chris, I don't know if you've seen episode 4 yet on Pearl Harbor.
I've been a little busy with the Civil War inside of ESPN LA.
Okay, well, when you get back to World War II, episode 4, when Pearl Harbor gets attacked, it is, I know we all understand a little bit of the history, and maybe you've even been down to Hawaii and you've seen it, but when you see this docu last night with Tom Hanks, this one, mind blow of what happened.
By the way, LBJ was a few years later.
Yeah, I understand, but I don't know presidential history.
Yeah,
but I don't know presidential history. That's the problem. I didn't know who was who. I'm learning who the president was in World War II. I had no idea.
There is apparently there's a great LBJ movie on Netflix, and also there's an LBJ doc, which I have not watched. Just if you want to.
The Dodgers had a hell of a game last night too. So we will talk about the crazy Stanley Cup game, but we'll talk about this crazy Dodger game, too, in just a moment with Bergie's 3 Things.
Yes, Bergie's 3 Things coming up in about 3 minutes, 7:22 on a windy Wednesday. Brian Windhorst in the 8 o'clock hour. But let me tell you about Bellflower's Party Pal. My guy, John Good. He runs George Chevrolet in the city of Bellflower. 91 Freeway, Lakewood exit. John Good and his staff, including the great Kevin Rivas, Don Bosco's own Kevin Rivas. They've got deals for you and for Cappy when he finally buys that Chevy Equinox for his daughter. All you got to do, go to GeorgeChevy.com or pop into George Chevrolet, 91 Freeway, Lakewood exit. Look for the sign that says George Chevrolet, 7-time dealer of the year. Funchy, not 1, not 2, but 7. Bam, 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 bam. 7-time dealer of the year. The Memorial Day sales event is still going on. You want an Equinox like Cappy wants, a Trax, a Traverse like my girlfriend Stephanie, or maybe you want to step up to a big American-made truck like a Silverado or maybe a Colorado. I don't know why I'm hearing the band back at me, but okay.
That's me.
Okay. That's amazing.
I'm glad it wasn't us this time.
Yeah, that's me.
Go see Bellflower's Party Pal. John Good. I'm glad you can give me a delay return feed of me 10 seconds later if I need it. Man, what a day. Windy Wednesday and Dodgers baseball. The Dodgers and Bergie's Oregon in 3 minutes from right now on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA.
the Sedano and Kap Morning Show, we'd like to thank our founding partner,
East Central Hotel, the official downtown home away from home for Cappy and Morales. EastCentralHotel.com.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Play a perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, Southern California's premier resort casino experience. See why readers of Newsweek and USA Today named Pechanga the best casino outside Las Vegas. Enjoy world-class amenities, entertainment, dining, spa, and golf, plus 24/7 gaming excitement. The immense casino floor and 1,100 hotel rooms and suites makes Pechanga one of the largest in the country. Skip the traffic, head to Pechanga Resort Casino off I-15 in Temecula. Visit Pechanga.com or call 888-PECHANGA for reservations and more info.
Hey guys, if you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that could last for weeks. Getting sick right before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy can be really stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Packs to treat wide ranges of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. You just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook, or you call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your bed sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes, and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. Promo code is 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com, because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
We got no time, and that's why I need a one day.
727, good morning. It is a windy Wednesday on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Cappy, on this day in 2016, the number one hit, Drake, featuring WizKid and Kyla. I didn't know about WizKid, though.
I didn't know about Kyla.
One dance. By the way, it is National Egg Day. I needed to eat this morning. Usually I fast till like noon or 1. Yeah. But, Cappy, you'll be happy. I opened up my Starbucks app, and I was going to get the spinach egg white feta wrap from Starbucks, which I did.
Oh, I love that.
But also, because it was still in the queue from your order, when I ordered for you, the egg white dropped. Yeah. So I had I had a lot of eggs this morning so far.
The egg white with the red pepper, those little egg bites, those are damn good.
Yeah, I like those too.
Those are good.
Well, what you need to do is you need to double up on the protein. You get those because there's no, you get those along with the egg white spinach wrap thing. And then you got a lot. You get a lot of protein.
I need some protein out of the gate today.
Did you just hear that?
What?
Did you just not hear that? George is going. He goes. You double up on the protein, and you get the and then at the exact same time, we both said the spinach wrap thing, not the spinach wrap. The spinach wrap thing.
Well, it's the spinach egg white feta wrap. Not Fetty Wap.
We're like a married couple now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we are. It's true. It's true. Hey, by the way, I'll tell you those little egg bite things with the spinach or with the roasted red peppers in them.
Oh, so good.
You get those at Costco too, and you throw them in the air fryer, and they're bomb.
Oh,
and
so
then
the air fryer is the trick.
Yeah.
Because I once got them, and I put them in the microwave, and they didn't come out good.
No. You air fry those little rascals, and the thing is
because that's what they do at Starbucks. They put them in it's like an oven. Like
right.
It's not, it's not a microwave.
And then you have the same reaction I had earlier this week when I paid $8 for a small coffee at Starbucks. You're like, why the hell would I pay $7 for these 2 little egg bites when I can get them at Costco for 50 cents?
Come on, Cap. You're working on a brand new contract. You got money for Starbucks and egg bites?
Jeez. I got no money. I got kids. I got college.
7:30 in the morning. It is time.
Buy cars. Yeah.
You hear him weekdays, and you watch him. 6:30 a.m., The Blue Review with Gregory Arthur Bergman and Marcus Grant. But there was no Marcus Grant today, right?
No, there was Marcus Grant today.
Oh, there was.
There will not be Marcus Grant tomorrow or Friday.
Oh.
Now, Bergie, I thought you did something
join you
very
tomorrow,
creative.
Dave Roberts?
I have not. I don't know who I'm going to bring in
well,
tomorrow.
It's a good question. And George,
put it
you
on
should
Twitter.
jump in.
That's what he's talking about.
So Bergie puts it on Twitter. He goes, hey, I got no Marcus Grant on the Blue Review.
On Thursday.
Who should be my co-host? Now, I saw somebody reply that Bergie, should be your co-host on Blue Review because I'm such a massive Dodger fan.
You are.
Okay. But, George, any suggestions for Bergie as to who should sit in for Marcus Grant? Because he's a Star Wars brother, by the way. You know what I mean? So you might need somebody like that.
Jay here will be pretty good.
Yeah, why is he missing the show? Does he have to go to a Star Wars premiere or something?
He's going on vacation with his family, but
that's less exciting.
That is much less exciting.
Shocking coming from Marcus. Meanwhile, it is time for Bergie's Three Things.
Alone.
Well, he's the Star Wars brother. I think it's a good bit.
It is.
Yeah, me too.
I love Marcus.
So
he's just very laid back. Like when I have my antics in front of him, he just kind of goes, "What's up with this guy?"
All right, can we get to?
I'm trying. Go ahead,
Can we
Bergie.
get to the first of 17 times Bergie's going to do the Dodgers on this station today?
Sedano is firing missiles. I love it.
Today will be, depending on if Mason and Aaron will have me on, it will be 3 different shows. Yeah, just today though. But so last night, that was a game it was a frustrating game. Something that we've been seeing from this team recently is that they score in the first couple innings and then they just go cold the rest of the way through. Mm-hmm. The only time that they didn't was in the 7th inning where Mookie finally got a hit, and he's also a little bit on the struggle bus, which we've kind of talked about. I'm going to talk about today, but he got a hit that put them up to 6 runs, and at that point they were up 4. He got a single, got up to 6, and it was the 6-2 game, and it just kind of fell apart for the bullpen after that. But what I want to talk about mostly is that the 1 through 3 hitters versus the 4 through 6 hitters, and we'll leave the bottom of the lineup alone because they're just guys that are probably not going to be here in a couple of months. 1 through 3 has been fantastic. Shohei, Pajes, Freddie hitting the ball well. You saw Shohei had a double and a triple. Freddie had a home run. Pajes got a hit later on. That was a big hit for him to have. But then when you get to the 4, 5, 6, it's kind of falling off and giving you nothing. And those guys are Mookie Betts, Kyle Tucker, and Max Muncy. Now, Max Muncy does have 14 home runs, but he only has 21 RBIs. That means that those home runs are basically just solo shots, and he's not hitting it with runners in scoring position. And it happened a little bit last night, and it's happened throughout. He's only 4 for 42 or 6 for 42 this season with runners in scoring position, and that's something that 4, 5, 6 area needs to get better for this team to really take off.
All right, let me ask you a question. We're about 60-plus games into the season, so
61.
Call it 30% of the season is in the books, right? Give me your evaluation of Kyle Tucker after seeing him now for, call it, 60 games.
He is slightly better than what Michael Conforto was last year, and I hated Michael Conforto. He has been rough this year. He's not hitting for power. His defense has just been okay. He's not worth, at this point, the $60 million that he was given. And if you add in the luxury tax, it goes up to like $110 million for a year. He has been disappointing, and there's no other way to put it, that where he couldn't handle the 2 spot, and now that he's been in the 5 spot, he started to hit the ball a little bit better, and now he looks like he's just trying to hit a home run to get out of his slump, and it's just swinging wildly out of his shoes.
I am so glad you're saying this because reality has set in. Now, will things change over the next 100 games? Perhaps they will. But I can remember having this conversation with you early in the season. I'm like, this guy was a $60 million player.
Yep.
I'm not seeing the range in the outfield. I'm not seeing the power with the bat. I'm not seeing consistency at the plate, etc. And now here we are a third of the way into the season. And honestly, this guy's become a waste of $60 million because they'd be in the exact same spot they're in record-wise without him.
Yeah, if Alex Call was out there, it would be kind of basically the same thing. Maybe a little more walks and more bat flips on the walks, but otherwise it would just he's not doing anything. So if you remember before it all happened and back in like November, December, I had no interest in Kyle Tucker. I was like, we don't need this guy. What he does, what he did with the Cubs was he was great the first half of the season. In the second half, he completely fell off. He did get injured, but he was just bad. How he was in the dugout and how he was in the clubhouse, not great. And all these things are still starting to come up here. Now, hopefully it's different for the Dodgers because he shouldn't have that much pressure on him besides the amount of money that he's making.
Well, there is pressure. I don't think there's any question. I mean, I disagree with there's no pressure. I mean, there's the pressure of joining a World Series team that's won 2 in a row. There's the pressure of the contract. Yeah, I would say there's a lot of pressure.
No, you're right. There is a lot of pressure, but where he's hitting, he shouldn't feel that pressure of
I don't think that where he hits matters. I think the pressure is incumbent no matter what.
Bottom line, Berg, here it goes. Right now, he is an untradeable contract.
Oh.
And I'm not saying they're looking to trade him right now. I'm just saying that they overpaid him for what they're getting. And while we all always praise Andrew Friedman, right now, this one looks like a big waste of money.
Now, we could be coming back to this in September and
100%.
saying, wow, look, Kyle Tucker really turned it around, and he's been fantastic.
Could be.
That could, and I hope it does happen. But as of right now, you're right. This contract right now is a bad contract. Yeah, no, it's 4 years. There's opt-outs after the second year.
I mean, it's early, man. I'm not. I mean, it's still only early June. And
I mean, but how many times can we say
weird
that? Like, I get it.
Okay, hold on. Let me finish.
Boy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, my God.
Boy.
Oh, no.
We have seen plenty of guys come into a situation and not have a good first year, and then all of a sudden things play out just fine over the history of baseball. Particularly guys with big contracts coming into different situations. You've seen it with the Yankees, with the Dodgers, with the Red Sox. Like, there's been a million examples of this. And even if he does have a bad year, I mean, they'll have to make a decision at some point. The beauty of the Dodgers is they have the luxury of not having to worry about whether Kyle Tucker is living up to his contract or not, because they have they have so many guys that can contribute in a major way that they don't really necessarily need him, to your point earlier. But I don't think you're giving up on a guy that quickly.
No, you're not giving up on him. You're not giving up on him. But imagine this. Imagine if we are all of a sudden 7 games into the NFL football season and Myles Garrett has 1 sack. We would all be saying to ourselves, wow,
right,
what
but
happened
I don't think
here?
those two guys are on the same level.
I know. They're not on the same level. They're not on the same level. Kyle Tucker gets paid $20 million more a year.
Right.
No, but I don't think Kyle Tucker is looked at as the Myles Garrett of Major League Baseball.
No.
I got it, but he's making so much money
Okay,
that when
but
he doesn't
everyone makes
perform,
money, bro.
but when he
That's the
doesn't
reality.
perform,
Yeah, bro.
that's how we judge it.
Bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a guy in an
you know
airport.
what?
Let me tell you something. I saw a guy in an airport this weekend that had this T-shirt that said, "Don't bro me if you don't know me." And let me tell you something, George. You know me, so you can bro me.
I don't even know what to do with that. But, like, nobody's giving up on Kyle Tucker. That's what I'm saying. Like, when he can get in September and be all like, "How he's been fantastic." Right now, because we talk about this every day, we have to
He stinks.
We have to put out what they're doing, and he stinks right now. He absolutely does. Now, that all could change, and no one's giving up, but he's an important piece to this team. So if he does, hopefully he does turn it all around. Now,
All right.
I mean, look, nobody's really doing. To your point, I mean, there's not very many guys in this lineup that are hitting that well.
No, not at all. I mean,
How about this guy
It
named
just
Ohtani?
happens to be one of them.
Yeah, Ohtani's been great right now. Ohtani's pitching and hitting really well.
Here's a note on Ohtani, by the way. You remember when we were talking about how Ohtani was pitching, but he wasn't hitting? Remember that whole storyline?
Yeah.
Since May 12th, that was the one day before he did not hit in back-to-back games. Ohtani is hitting .420 with 13 extra base hits. He's 29 for 69 since May 12th.
Yeah.
So Ohtani is carrying this thing right now.
Oh, no, he's back to being Ohtani. Now, the power in terms of home runs hasn't showed up as much as we thought. But for me, there's 61 games, so in the next 101 games, if he hits 30 home runs in that time, I wouldn't be surprised. That's a lot of home runs in 100 games. But if he gets the 40 home runs, I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move on. We can go to Eric Lauer. Eric Lauer last night. He's a guy that he was fine. I know we talked about it yesterday. I got a lot of slack for saying that I didn't think he was going to do well. I didn't think he was going to do well, and he didn't do anything. Flack? Is flack?
Oh, I thought you said slack.
He did say Slack. He did say Slack. It's one of my favorite apps. I love Slack.
I know. That's what I thought. I didn't know
love
what he meant.
communicating in
meant
Slack.
Flack and just said Slack instead.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I got some slack.
Got some
catching some slack from some people, you know?
Whichever words you want to use. So flack from people being like, how dare you say that about Eric Lauer? And I was like, well, he pitched okay.
Wait, who's going to say that? Where are all these great Eric Lauer defenders coming from? Guys pitched one game in a Dodger uniform, and you treat him like he's Ohtani?
Right. It was interesting, to say the least. But he was fine. He did exactly what you kind of need him, and actually you need him to do a little bit more. He didn't get through 5 innings, so he didn't get the win. But in the 2 starts that he's had, the Dodgers have won, so that's a positive. But his stuff really isn't anything amazing, and by the time Snell or Glasnow, or even they want to bring up River Ryan or Gavin Stone, who showed up in the Dodgers dugout last night, and one of those guys, Eric Lauer, is going to be the first to go.
By the way, talk about the pitching staff. I was a little disappointed. My boy Kyle hurt last night.
Ooh, that was
got
rough,
kind of
man.
beat up. He was the one that was giving up all those runs that put Arizona back in this game.
Yeah, you can't walk guys, and he walked 3 of them and gave up a double. That would look almost a home run that would have probably tied the game just an inning later. But yeah, he was not great. The bullpen itself was consistently letting guys on base, which was very frustrating. So you always had guys.
But here's what I would say. Okay, about the Diamondbacks. Okay, because I've now seen it now for a couple games, and they've done this to them over the last couple of years with Terry Lovello as the head coach, the manager. They are perfectly content with, giving you paper cuts throughout the game. Like, that's what they're on offense. But defensively, generally speaking, they're pretty solid on defense. Mm-hmm. So they do all the little things right. Like, they are, to make a boxing analogy, they're the boxer who's going to jab you to death. They're going to win. They're going to try to win the fight on points. They're not going to knock you out. They're just going to be there, and they're going to take their time. They're going to fight with precision. And that's what the Diamondbacks roster is capable of doing. Now, not every roster is capable of doing that to the Dodgers and string out the game that long. But they certainly have shown over the last several years, that they're capable of doing that.
Yeah, and
they're the Floyd Mayweather of baseball.
I mean, I don't know if I go that far, but yes, similar, in the fact that they will stretch the fight out as long as they can.
But they also don't get the big hit to really blow it open, and that's what happened last night.
They're jabbing you to death.
How about the home run they hit?
Chances.
How about the first home run they hit last night?
Carroll?
Ball bounced off the wall and went over the wall.
Well, it's better than what happened in Anaheim with Joe Adell.
Poor Joe Adell. The guy's had an amazing year in the outfield this year. And all everybody's going to remember is he got hit on the head, even though he's made so many game-saving plays in the outfield this year.
Yeah, he had a game where he had, 2 or 3?
3.
Yeah, it was like 3 of them.
He caught over the wall.
Yeah. And then he lets a ball
and spectacular catches, by the way.
Not just they weren't just right at the wall. No, they were he had to extend for them.
Well, and remember, he was running towards the first base line, and he was, he made that spectacular catch, going over the wall. So, yeah, guy's been amazing. And then yesterday, got his Jose Canseco moment.
He sure did. All right, well, tonight they have game 3 of a 4-game set. It's going to be Shohei Ohtani versus Zach Gallen. Gallen's not the same pitcher that you saw. When you think of Zach Gallen, you think of the guy who he was a couple of years ago, where he was Cy Young candidate, was really, really good. Not as great as this year, and the Dodgers tend to hit him pretty decently. They have around a 300 batting average against them and an 800 OPS, so it should be a fun game tonight. And Shohei on the mound is always fun to watch. So if you're not watching, if you got the finals on the big TV, just throw Shohei on your phone.
There you go. Gregory Arthur Bergman, the Blue Review, and Bergie's 3 Things. You can hear the Blue Review tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. on our YouTube channel at ESPN Los Angeles. Meanwhile, he mentioned the NBA Finals coverage and content of the 2026 NBA Finals on ESPN LA, presented by Pechanga Resort Casino. Game 1 tonight, Spurs, Knicks. I almost said Thunder. Spurs, Knicks, starting at 5:30 p.m. You'll hear it here on 7:10 a.m. or on the all-new ESPN LA app in crystal clear digital audio. Sedano, part of the broadcast, courtesy of ESPN Radio. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino. Visit Pechanga.com for more information. By the way, after the game, Listen to Beto and Trudell live and local. Let's call it 8:15 until 10:15 tonight. Beto and Mike Trudell, the little guy, taking you deep into the night with LA Sports Talk. Jack, meanwhile, a man who will always take you deep into the night. How about that? Oh, by the way, we'll do the Stanley Cup in a moment. But let's talk about our friends at Cardiff.
Hey, guys, I want to talk to all the business owners out there. You're driving around early this morning, and you're thinking to yourself, I need money for everything. I need money to expand my business, to scale. I need money to hire people. I need money for purchasing bulk inventory. Listen, you need money for your business. Most small businesses do. You're driving around again this morning. You're in the construction business, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing. Maybe you're in the bar and restaurant business. Maybe you're running to your gym or your studio because you got to open up this morning. And you're just thinking to yourself, how can I possibly expand? And we all as business owners always think this: if I had the money, I could do it. Well, guess what? You can have the money. Here's how you can have the money. You go to Cardiff, Cardiff, Cardiff.co/ESPNLA. It's not .com, it's .co. Cardiff, Cardiff, Cardiff.co/ESPNLA. Now, here's how you get the money. You've been in business for a year. You have over $20,000 a month in revenue. You're willing to spend the 5 minutes it's going to take to fill out the application. And then, if everything goes smoothly, you could have $500,000 in your business account today. These guys have been in business over 20 years. They're Southern California based. They've lent billions of dollars over the course of 20 years to all kinds of small businesses that desperately need money. So guys, whether you're looking because you need payroll, you need to expand, you need equipment, whatever the case may be, Cardiff can get you the money, but all you have to do is make that application. By the way, you'll never get it from a big bank. It'll take forever, and they'll bury you with paperwork, and you'll give up. Under 5 minutes. Cardiff, Cardiff, Cardiff.co/ESPNLA. Good luck to all the small business owners out there. Get that money you need from Cardiff.
What'd you say about the Gooch Fund? 7:45. Good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. So coming up, we've got a Cap 10. And hopefully we could squeeze that in like 5 minutes and you don't take 97 minutes like the old days. But this isn't the NFL. It's a special Cap 10. Bring it back to Cap 10. And we will stick Samboni back from the dead to do some Stanley Cup talk for us. He's only got 2 minutes, and we got a horn ready, right? We're going to give him that horn after 2 minutes. He'll recap Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. The Hurricanes and the Golden Knights. Man, JD the Brick's got to be excited, right, Bergie? The worst. Come on, Bergie. That's all. We're having fun. We're trying on a windy Wednesday. We're back in 3 minutes from right now on ESPN LA.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. We'd like to thank our founding partner,
Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California.
This is the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
You ever drive past a building and think, somebody really built that? Right now, there's an opportunity to be that somebody. If you're looking to get into the masonry trade, tile layers, marble masons, caulkers, brick and block layers, this is real hands-on work with real rewards, top wages, full benefits, and some of the best apprenticeship training out there. Build a future that lasts. Join the union that's got your back. Call 626-739-5600 or visit BAC4CA.org.
Eat, play, stay, and cheer this summer as the world's biggest football tournament comes to LA. Head over to LA Live to enjoy food and drink offerings from over 20 restaurants and watch every match. Catch every soccer moment this summer with your favorite crew. Big matches call for big flavors, so grab your table, order another round, and let's cheer on the world. The action begins July 11th through July 19th. See you at LA Live.
All right, guys, real talk. Are you a crust lover or one of those crust leavers? Because I got to tell you, Pizza Hut's new crispy parm pan pizza is next level. It's the original pan crust you already love, but now they've baked Parmesan cheese right onto the edge. I'm talking crispy, golden, cheesy crunch with that soft, fluffy inside. Grab a medium, one-topping crispy parm pan for just $11.99 or go large for $3 more. Order now at pizzahut.com or on the Pizza Hut app. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Limited time offer. Additional charges for extra cheese, toppings, and recipes.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Hey, this is Rich Eisen. You're starting your day with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Don't forget my show. The Rich Eisen Show is coming up this morning at 9 on 710 ESPN and the all-new ESPN LA app. Now, back to the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
7:49. Good morning. Quack, quack. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Pot up that quack, quack woman. There we go. Quack, quack. Cappy, we got a lot to get to in this segment. I'm sure we won't fall by the break.
What do you know about Chameleonaire?
Yeah, what do you know about Chameleonaire, Cappy?
I know absolutely zero about
On this day in 2006, the #1 hit, Chameleonaire, featuring Crazy Bone. Right in.
Now, as far as a
Great
Crazy
song.
Bone, I know a lot about that.
No, but
just to
that's
be clear.
Crazy Bone with the K.
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, that I know. Crazy Bone, got that.
So we got a Cap 10, and we got Zamboni's 2-minute recap of the Stanley Cup final.
This song is 20 years old.
I know.
That's crazy.
But first, I want to say this, because I give you credit. So Sedano, and I'll make this brief. Sedano started by telling us his throat's on fire. He even texted it to Cappy and I this morning. I was too wound up on other stuff, so I didn't notice. But Sedano's obviously got to do game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight on ESPN Radio.
Right.
So he said to us, hey, I got to leave early. I got to go to urgent care. Which Berkey goes, why is he going to urgent care? I go, this guy needs a shot in the throat. This guy gets to get taken care of. And then I said, why don't you get some of those nice Vaporu cough drops? By the way, Craig Karmazin, big fan of those cough drops the other day when he was recording with me.
Yeah, well, there's a CVS right down the street.
Get some of those
later.
And then
but I gotta get some like real meds.
Yeah, no, you need a shot. They're gonna put it right in the tuchus.
It's not about a shot. The throat is sore. Like something is.
You got a
happening.
bacteria in there.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna give you a shot in the tuchus. Meanwhile, Cappy's staying on brand because earlier he made the offer and nobody responded to it. He said, you need a medical emergency kit. Sedano didn't respond.
I do.
Then after Sedano said he's going to urgent care, and I said, get some cough drops, Cappy goes, what are your symptoms? I'll look it up in the medical emergency kit.
I am. I'm looking it up right now.
Every time I swallow, Cap, it feels like I'm swallowing razor blades. That's what it
Oh,
feels like.
no.
Ooh, that's not good.
Oh,
you
my
could
God.
have strep.
That's
Right.
horrible.
That's why.
You need a shot, Jack.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking right now in the guidebook in the medical emergency kit.
Is
to
it
see
under
what
razor
you need.
blades?
Yeah, throat feels like razor blades. I'm looking for that in the book. You must carry one of these everywhere you go going forward, George Sedano.
Meanwhile, let's do this at 7:52.
Give me
when you want
yours.
to-
No, I like mine.
It is time for a special edition of the Cap
You want me
10.
to steal your endorsement like you tried to steal mine?
Yes, I'll tell you what. I'll make you a trade. You ready?
By the
I'll
way,
make
he
you a
also
trade.
tried to steal my George Chevrolet one, too.
Wait, George, I'll make you a trade. You need the medical emergency
which
kit.
one do you want?
You need the medical emergency kit. I need the Hernandez wholesale flooring guys.
No,
Let's
Hernandez
make a trade.
Are mine. They're
Let's make
mine.
a trade.
You already got plenty of Hernandez love. You're good.
I need them more now than ever before.
Well, that's your problem.
Yeah.
You keep buying all these money pits. That's your problem.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, time for the Cap 10. We haven't done that since football season.
Right.
Cap 10, the top 10 athletes in L.A. This was
It looks like I have
Sedano's.
severe pharyngitis, by the way.
Oh, boy, that doesn't
Severe
sound good.
pharyngitis. Oh, I'll find that in the medical emergency kit guidebook.
Yeah.
I will
How do you
find
get
it.
that?
Anyway,
Did
go ahead.
what'd you do to get that? It's those
don't know.
planes, man.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's the planes,
the
it's the
planes,
airports, it's the arenas, it's being around thousands and thousands of people. So we got a message last night on Twitter from an account at BetMGM. I'll give them all the credit. And because Myles Garrett
we got a message? We didn't get a message from them. I sent that in the group text when Morales was saying I was
What are you trying to get another endorsement?
I'm trying to get an endorsement with BetMGM.
When Morales said I was attacking on the text like a raccoon, I sent that.
Yes,
so
Sedano sent this message.
10?
Right.
Yeah.
Sedano sent a message, and BetMGM put out something yesterday. Now that Myles Garrett is with the Rams, they put out a list of the top 10 athletes in L.A., and I will be interested to see if everybody thinks this top 10 list is good as is or if they missed anybody. So here goes. At number 10, from the L.A. Sparks, Kelsey Plum is one of the top 10 athletes in all of L.A. Does everybody agree with that?
I like it.
Yeah, she's really good.
Well, I was busy last night watching the Las Vegas Aces beat the Los Angeles Sparks 79-69. You know who's going to be happy about that, Chris?
Yeah, I know. Let's go. Come on. This can't be a 5-minute segment.
Well, Kelsey Plum didn't even play. I just want to point that out.
I don't know what that means.
It means she didn't play.
Okay.
At number 9, Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert, to which I say, who's that?
Charlie, check down.
Number 8, Yamamoto. Okay, Yamamoto in at number 8.
From Psycho.
Number 7, Puka Arthur Nakua.
I like it.
Okay. Number 6, Frederick Freeman.
Big teeth.
Yes, he does. Number 5, LeBron James.
Ooh.
LeBron.
If Lindsay was on the air today with us, you know she'd be going nuts.
She'd be pissed.
She'd be so mad that he's only 5. Yeah.
Right. Number 4, Matthew Stafford.
I don't know about that one. He's the MVP.
Number 3.
Let's see who's 3, 1, 2, 3 first.
Yeah. Number 3, welcome to town, Myles Garrett.
Oh, wow. Already overstepped.
Wow.
Number 2, Luka.
All right.
And the number 1 athlete in all of
Shohei.
LA sports, Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani.
I think
Anybody got an addition?
Stafford should be higher.
Okay.
I mean, just one place, maybe. That's it.
Can I throw this out?
Go ahead.
I mean, has anybody heard of a guy named Kawhi Leonard who had an amazing season this year?
On.
Who's that?
He's out planting trees somewhere.
Right. The guy from Aspiration, that dude, got 14 years in prison yesterday.
Yeah, I know. But he had a lot of other charges, too, on there.
Yeah. But Kelsey Plum, I mean, I love Kelsey Plum, but I don't ever see her play.
Thank you.
Well, you don't watch the WNBA.
Come
yeah,
on,
but who here does?
Can we not do sports radio
I
from
do it
1995?
Just
I
telling
never
you, man.
watched her play.
I don't.
Yeah, well, I never watched the Hurricanes play, but guess what? We're going to talk about the Stanley Cup.
Okay. I mean, Justin Herbert, I don't even know who that is. So there's the top 10 athletes according to BetMGM around L.A.
Okay. Let's break this up for a second, huh?
Okay.
Why don't we
Let's
cleanse
do it.
the
Let's
palate
cleanse it.
before we
Let's
get to
cleanse.
the Stanley Cup? Let me get the hardwood here. We'll talk about our friends.
When you say our friends, do you mean my friends?
And
they're all
Hernandez
our
Wholesale
friends.
Flooring. Look at this.
There's no question.
I want that deal.
You get all the deals you want. What are you talking about? You've saved more money on flooring than everyone in Los Angeles combined.
That is true. And not to
Jeez.
mention all the free food at Dodger games with Steven and Carlos.
I know. The guy's packing you like little doggy bags on the way out, for the love
he's
of
such
God.
an angel. I love
He
Steven
is. He's a
Hernandez.
beautiful human being.
He is
Him and his, Steven and Carlos, they're
Yep.
lovely fellows.
They
but
are
they are also
wonderful.
crazy. But they're crazy in a good way. You know why they're crazy in a good way? Because they're crazy about you making sure you get the best price possible in Southern California. And it's not about spring sales, okay? Because it is springtime in SoCal. Hell, it's almost summer already. Summer equinox is coming your way here. Sun's out, guns out. But you're on those same old floors. Why? What are you doing? Come on, man. Make a power move with Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Maybe Steven and Carlos will get you a doggy bag with Dodger dogs in it, too, for that matter. Millions of in-stock options. They got the hardwood that Chris was banging on. They got the laminate. They got the waterproof vinyl, carpet, and even turf like I got on the outdoor, okay? All ready to go. No waiting on spring sales, just true wholesale pricing every single darn day. And as I told you, family-owned, 3 generations deep, winning on price, selection, and service. Papi Hernandez started it all 57 years ago, and Steven and Carlos, those crazy Hernandez brothers, are doing their thing for you right now. Extra savings for first responders, military, veterans, plus for everybody, including Cappy, price match. So this spring, upgrade your whole vibe. Hit the showroom right off the 5 freeway next to the Commerce Casino. Check them out on the web, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. That's HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. No games, no gimmicks, because no spring sale beats wholesale, homeboy.
Thank you, Sedano. We approach 8 o'clock at KSPN Los Angeles, Good Karma Brands radio station. So here's what I think we should do. We'll take a timeout for the top of the hour. When we come back, we'll do the 2 minutes with Samboni on the Stanley Cup
Top of the
final.
hour integrity.
Yeah, and then Windy will join us at 8:15. We'll have him to 8:55. He'll talk NBA Finals Game 1, and he specifically wants to give Myles Garrett trade analysis. We'll do that.
Okay.
But first, let me tell you this. The morning show is taking over SeaWorld this Friday. Join Cappy, me, Morales, Bergie from 7 to 10 a.m. Take the plunge into the brand new shark encounter. See jaw-dropping shark species and learn to feed them with a trainer. Hey, trainer! Plus, see the new dolphin adventures and Oceans of Dreams drone shows. Hey. We'll see you Friday in San Diego. By the way, Genuine's performing this summer at SeaWorld San Diego. They have amazing concerts.
Next Saturday.
And Genuine will join us at 9 o'clock in the digital hour of the Sedano and Kap Morning Show to talk about me doing the pony and probably his concert, too. That's all I had. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a windy Wednesday. We're back in 3.5 minutes from right now.
It's Bethel Durant, and you know how much I love my Toyota. And right now, the deals are sizzling at Northridge and Wondries Toyota. Get a brand new 2026 Camry for just $389 a month for 36 months, $4,999 due at signing, or finance for just 4.99% APR for 60 months. What about a brand new Tacoma? I'm thinking of doing this. You can lease for just $279 a month for 36 months, $4,999 due at signing, or you can finance for just 2.99% APR for 48 months. In the 818, go see NorthridgeToyota.com. In the 626, WondriesToyota.com.
Looking for a vodka with standards? Blue Ice delivers. American-made from Idaho potatoes, gluten-free, non-GMO, and only 64 calories an ounce. Enjoy the classic Huckleberry with lemonade or award-winning double espresso. Blue Ice vodka, premium taste, nothing extra.
Waba Grill is an LA original, so we've got to keep it real. Real fresh with our Asian-inspired menu that's grilled to order every time. Real quality with our marinated proteins like hormone-free chicken, ribeye steak, wild-caught salmon, and shrimp. Head to Waba Grill for $5 happy hour, weekdays after 3 p.m., and try our new chili crisp dumplings, paired with a premium or beverage drink, like our delicious Thai tea, both for only $5. Only at Waba Grill. It's for you.
Rams fans, D-Far here. The Rams are making history in 2026, heading to Melbourne, Australia to face the Niners. You can be there. I've teamed up with True Fan Travel to hook you up with the ultimate fan experience. Game tickets, hotels, exclusive events, even a chance to meet me all in one package. This isn't just a trip, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Visit TrueFanTravel.com right now and secure your spot. That's TrueFanTravel.com. See you there.
Hey guys, it's Cappy reminding you to count on Jacob for every accident type. You have a pedestrian crash? You call Jacob. You have a slip and fall? You call Jacob. You have a truck wreck? You call Jacob. 800-345-6789 for Call Jacob. Call Jacob.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000. Use code ADVANCE to borrow up to $10,000.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show, presented by Call Jacob and Jacob Emrani.
The new phone number, 800-345-6789.
My guy, your guy, Cappy's guy, the great Jacob Emrani.
800-345-6789. With a new phone number, 800-345-6789.
8:02, good morning. It is a windy Wednesday on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show. Oh, you know Sedano's going to like this one. On this day in 2024, Post Malone. The song was I Had Some Help, but it was featuring somebody, Cappy.
Oh, no. Don't tell me it's featuring Morgan Wallen.
It is.
Okay.
The number one hit in 2024.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway.
Sedano, I don't even know who Morgan Wallen is, but Sedano just hates him, and he don't even know who he is. Although I did see him toss over a piano on stage this past weekend and made it all over social media.
Yeah, he's got a history of not being a great person, is what I would say.
That is true. I didn't know about that history till Sedano told me. But I do enjoy some of his music, especially this one with Post Malone back in 2024. Also, happy 59th birthday to Anderson Cooper. And Rafael Nadal, the tennis megastar, Nadal is 40.
By the way, you want to talk about great documentaries, Cappy? There's a great, I haven't finished it yet, documentary on Rafael Nadal on Netflix. Incredible. As good a sports doc as I've seen.
All right. Well, and is there one on Anderson Cooper as well?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe on his mom? Gloria Vanderbilt.
Gloria Vanderbilt, yes.
Meanwhile, Brian Windhorst, Windy Wednesday, will come up at 8:15. He'll be joining us live from the Alamo. And let me cue this up. Hold on. Because Windy actually had this idea. Ooh. Live from the Alamo, Brian Windhorst today will join us at 8:15 for his Windy Wednesday.
Good idea.
It was a good idea. Hey, somebody's got to have good ideas around here.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly isn't most of the people. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the timer. It is 8:04 and 35 seconds, which means by the time he begins, it'll be 45 seconds. Hit the NHL bed, Funchy. It is time for 2 minutes on Stanley Cup Game 1 final last night. Hurricanes and the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, we're going to give Sam Boney 2 minutes to recap the game. It begins at 55 seconds right now.
Go, well, real quick, Sam Boney, before we don't start the clock yet. Okay. Sam Boney, we had a real barn burner out there on the rink yesterday between the Vegas Golden Knights, who were victorious in Game 1 on the road in Raleigh, one of the toughest places to play in the NHL. Go.
2 minutes starts now, the Samboni Stanley Cup date, as we're calling it. Yes, George, you're right. The Canes went up 2-0. The Hurricanes had lost one game in the playoffs coming into this series, and yet they dropped that game after being up 2-0. We had history in the game last night. It's the first game in Stanley Cup history where each team scored in the first 30 seconds of the first two periods. Despite that 2-0 lead, the Canes do give it up, the tying goal in the beginning of the second period, 30 seconds into it. Also, the head coaches, let's talk about it. John Tortorella was hired by the Knights with 8 games to go in the season. They fired the only coach in their history that had ever won the Stanley Cup, Bruce Cassidy. And now it's happened 7 times that a head coach that was brought on mid-season has won the Stanley Cup. Tortorella is trying to become the 8th. On the other side, Rod Brind'Amour, the head coach of the Canes, he won the only cup in Canes history as the captain of the team 20 seasons prior. He's trying to become the 4th man ever to win as head coach and captain of the same franchise. Also, this game came down to the last 4 minutes of the game. Carter Hart with a tremendous save with under 4 minutes to go. What a save it was.
Incredible.
The puck goes the other way, and the pass from Colton Sissons to Tomas Hertl for the game winner in this game, that's what it came down to. The story of this game was supposed to be Freddie Anderson in net for the Canes. He's the leading goaltender in the playoffs so far. But Carter Hart, don't read too deep into his Wikipedia page, by the way.
Right, he got problems.
Carter Hart definitely had problems, but doesn't right now. The Knights, who had goaltending issues all seasons, have found their man in net. Carter Hart was the difference in this game. The Canes won multiple faceoffs at the end of the game to try to tie this game up. Carter Hart was there each time. Brett Howden of the Vegas Knights is leading the playoffs in scoring with his 11th last night to put them up early in the third period. Mitch Marner, another assist. He leads the entire league in playoff points. He would be your leader right now for the Conn Smythe Trophy. There you go, 2 minutes.
Wow.
There it is. The 2-minute minor.
He was 1:58. He was short.
Wow.
There you go. That's good. Now get your ass out of there.
Yeah, but I will say this.
That's it.
I will say,
Cappy, that's it.
No, but he brought up a good point.
That's it.
No, it's it. 2-minute minor. That's what it's called.
Wait.
2-minute minor.
I just want to make sure I understand the hold on.
You can't
tell
talk
me.
back
You
to
only in the
there's
2
no
minutes
commentary?
you have to ask your question. No.
So then just to go forward, Samboni is going to give us 2 minutes of rambling and details, but there is no commentary along the way.
But you can interrupt him in those 2 minutes. What part of this didn't you get?
2 minutes of rambling, just like your live reads.
Right, but then you're not allowed to ask anything or comment afterwards.
You
It's
are
just 2 minutes.
supposed to interrupt him and ask him in the middle. And
I thought he was on a good roll. Thought he was on a really nice roll.
That's your problem.
Yeah.
He was on a good roll, but you can
Yeah.
stop him.
I guess so, but I mean that
like
if
the puck, like if there's icing on the floor.
It's just like the Blue Review, where you jump in and talk to Berkey.
Yeah.
This you could jump in real quick.
Okay,
But
I
it's
mean,
2 minutes.
And he's only got 2 minutes.
2 minute
All right,
minor.
then guess what? You know what, Samboni? I was going to make a comment.
It's not called 5 minute major.
It's
called
not.
2
It's
minute
not a
minor.
5 minute major for fighting. I'll tell you this. I was going to make a comment about Carter Hart, but guess what? Now I'm not going to. How about that?
Now you got to
I'm
wait
not
till
going
the
to talk
next
about
game.
Carter Hart and that amazing goalkeeping and that incredible save. I'm not talking about it.
Now
Get
you
out.
got to wait till next time. Right? You can
as-
talk about Jack Eichel, Mitch Marner, Carter Hart. You could talk about him the next time he's on in 2 minutes.
Okay.
The
As-
next 2 minute minor.
As Funchy would say, get out. That's
Get
right.
out.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was good, though. It was under 2 minutes.
Good job.
I love
Samboni.
it. That's it. Yeah.
2
Take
minute
that,
minor.
management.
Oh, yeah, they're on one today, apparently.
Oh, really? Who?
I don't
Tell
care.
Me. Tell me. I want to hear.
Oh, don't worry. I got it locked and loaded.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be fun.
All right. So real quick, let's
I
get
actually
back
needed
to
something. I needed something like Sedano to bite my teeth into, and I got it now.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh, it feels good.
That Samboni 2 minutes did right by you, didn't it?
Oh, it did. And Brian Windhorst will join us at 8:15 this morning.
And by the way, who won the game last night in game one?
the Vegas Golden Knights.
No, I know that, and you know that. I just
talking about
wondered
you
if
wanted
Chris, who got a
JT the
bite
Bird?
into it, I wondered if Chris got a bite into it last night, if he actually knew who won the game.
Yeah, I knew who won the game.
All right. All right,
So,
well, there you go.
Cappy, let me ask
Yo,
you a question about
go
the
ahead.
Rams.
Yeah.
Do you believe that we will again see 3 teams out of that division be in the playoffs?
Oh, it's a very strong possibility. Very strong.
I mean, is it because the NFC North is also a very good division?
It is. But I think that last year the NFC West proved it was the best division. Is it highly, highly likely that 3 teams come from the same division in back-to-back years? I would say the numbers are probably not in the favor, but I would look at the NFC South and say there's probably only one team that'll come out of there, the division winner in all likelihood. You look at the NFC North. I mean, we obviously saw what the Bears were when they took on the Rams
And
last year.
Detroit has one of the easiest schedules in the sport this year.
And Green Bay still has, real playoff hopes and championship caliber hopes. I don't know if it's realistic, but they have those hopes. And then when you look at the NFC East, listen, with Dallas, you're always going to get a lot of offense. They've done a lot to address their defensive needs. So I think Philadelphia, even with the whole A.J. Brown trade this week to New England, is still a good team, a playoff caliber team. I think the Giants are on the move. They've got a much better coach now.
I actually feel like the A.J. Brown deal will be helpful for both teams. Addition by subtraction for Philadelphia because of all the stuff that surrounded his time there recently, especially more recently. And I think he's going to help New England in a big way. He already has a lot of familiarity with the head coach. But back to the NFC. Do you believe the Bears can replicate what they did last year? Now, I don't, because as much as I like Caleb, they won a lot of those games last year, literally in the last waning seconds of the game.
No doubt. They
Okay,
proved that they could win at the end.
That is not a sustainable model.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it doesn't mean that they can't be a better team, but I just don't think they can win the type of games they won last year consistently because that just doesn't happen year over year.
Okay, I'll buy that. There's always this thing, like when teams win close games, one-score games, there's like 2 thoughts on that. There's wow, they play these close games and at some point they're going to get burned. Or on the other hand, it's like, no, they know how to win close games. So the Bears proved last year that they could.
Right, but the only way – there's very few guys, though, that we sit there and say, oh, they're just good in close games, right? Like the Chiefs, when they've had a good roster – and last year they did not. They had maybe the worst running back room in the league. And then Mahomes got hurt. But Mahomes is one of those guys we've seen him do it so many times that we believe he can do that. Caleb is going to have to continue. Now, he doesn't have to do it 5 times like he did last year, 6 times or whatever it was, where they won in the final 2 minutes of the game. If he just does it a couple more times, we'll start to believe he's capable of doing it. I just think it's hard to say they're going to be able to do that a handful of times. So let's just say the Bears can't replicate that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Lions will probably win the division because their schedule is so easy. They have a bounce-back year. I actually think Minnesota will be pretty feisty this year too, and I think Kyler Murray is going to be the starter on that team. And I think your boy Kevin O'Connell is going to do a really good job with Kyler Murray and resurrecting his career. Green Bay, to your point, is a quality playoff caliber team. Like, I think they are, to me, if I was looking at two teams in that division, it would be Detroit, it would be Green Bay. We'll see about Minnesota and Chicago. But in the NFC West, to your point, we have another year of the Niners with Brock Purdy and his salary escalating. What does that look like? I think Kyle Shanahan, outside of McVay, is the best coach. You could make the case that you could flip those in either way. Seattle, to me, will be fascinating. No more Kenneth Walker, right? He now goes to the Chiefs. What does that team look like coming off a Super Bowl? Do they have like a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover? I think Mike Macdonald's a good coach, but we've seen teams struggle the year after winning the Super Bowl. So it's not unreasonable to believe that maybe they don't necessarily make the playoffs, or at least could fall back to being a fringe playoff team. I just think the Rams are in an incredible position to not only win the division, but find themselves with home field advantage throughout, and then ride that wave all the way through a Super Bowl in their home stadium.
Well, let me ask you this. When you look at the offseason, and I don't expect you to know like every detail of every roster move of every team, but when you think about it globally speaking, and you think about what the Rams have added, the Rams added an all-pro cornerback that they desperately needed. They had a decent, at best, secondary. And when there were injuries in the secondary as the year progressed, you saw it get exposed. So the Rams' biggest need in the offseason was cover corner. They didn't get a rookie coming out of college who you hope is going to be good. They didn't get a guy who's like, hey, he's solid, he's had a nice career, 2 or 3 seasons. They got an all-pro caliber guy who they wanted, and then they signed to a long-term big money contract. Did the Rams fulfill their biggest need in the offseason through free agency with move 1 at corner?
No question.
They also then got another cornerback from Kansas City. So they added depth. They got one guy who's an all-pro, and they got one guy who's pretty good. And so they added depth to their secondary. Then what the Rams did, and this is all happening in real time this week, they didn't go out and get a decent guy. Hey, listen, when Max Crosby was being traded to Baltimore's like, hey, we got one of the premier pass rushers in the NFL. But when the Rams went out and got Myles Garrett, they didn't get one of the premier pass rushers.
They got the guy.
They got the best defensive player in the NFL currently in the prime of his career at 30 years old. A guy who doesn't miss games due to injury, knock on wood, because it's been like that for the last 4 years. A guy who gives you maximum effort even when he's playing in meaningless games. A guy who's going to be playing with a lead so he can close, which is what we all watched what happened last year when Seattle drove the ball down the field and won both games. The last regular season game that they played against each other in Seattle and the NFC Championship game that they played in Seattle. The Rams couldn't stop them.
Cappy, you know who can give us instant reaction?
Tell me.
Live from the Alamo, the one and only Brian Windhorst joins us now on a windy Wednesday. Good morning, Windy.
I don't know how instant it is, Morales. It was 2 days ago.
Yeah, but still, it's your chance with us. Giving us the Myles Garrett windy reaction.
Well, I think it's pretty rare to have a defensive player who can literally win you a game. There's not that many. I mean, obviously they happen, Lawrence Taylor, etc. This guy is a defensive player who can win you a game. I've seen it happen. There was a game last year, I think, against Cincinnati where he had 3 sacks in the last 2 drives of the fourth quarter. I've seen him do it. So to get a defensive playmaker like that, I mean, and if I'm Myles Garrett, I mean, I want to know who his agent is, because a year ago he rattled the saber a little bit and got paid like a quarterback, because the Browns don't have a quarterback. They have one that they're paying, but he's not any good. So he got paid like a quarterback, so that was number one. Then the Browns had nothing to play for all season. So every week, especially down the stretch of the season, their whole game plan was wrapped around him. Have you ever heard of a team building a game plan around a defensive end? Well, they did. So he gets, he cements his Hall of Fame career while getting paid. The whole last 3 or 4 games, Lindsay will tell you, the whole last 3 or 4 games of the season, the only thing anybody cared about was his chasing of the record. He gets the record, and then he gets traded to the Rams.
Yeah,
I mean, talk about career management 101. My God.
And Wendy, by the way, just so you know that during the press conference yesterday, Les Miles did thank Myles Garrett's agent. Her name is Nicole Lynn. And you ready for this, Wendy? You know who she works for?
Does she work for Clutch?
She does.
That's right. So I would just say congrats to Myles Garrett, congrats to Nicole Lynn, and congrats to Clutch for terrific agenting. And obviously Myles Garrett had to do nothing happens without him, his play. But I thought terrific agenting, talk about a great situation for him. And everybody in Cleveland is in their feelings or whatever. You can't help that. It was a decision the organization had to make. You know, they probably got his best out of him. But congrats to Myles Garrett. I couldn't be happier for him. I know him a very little bit and thrilled for him.
Yeah, and you know what?
Well,
real quick, George, one of the things that McVay talked about yesterday was, look, we're happy to bring in a guy like Myles Garrett. He's a completely different sort of person and player. But it was very hard for the Rams when the Browns said to them, okay, you really want to do this? We'll take Jared Verse. And the Rams really battled with that. And they talked yesterday about how much he meant to this team over 2 years and the kind of player he was and having to sit down and tell him. But they said he handled it like a pro's pro as a young kid. I think he's 25 years old. So Cleveland is getting back, Wendy, a very good young up-and-coming player.
All right, let's have real talk here, Cappy.
Yep.
We do real talk, right,
Yes,
on
we do.
Wednesdays?
Yep.
I don't know what happens on Thursdays.
Right, but on Wednesdays
God knows what
we
happens
do.
on Tuesdays. On
Mhm.
Wednesdays, we have real talk.
Right.
They didn't like him that much because they traded him. You know, actions over words. I mean, I'm not saying they didn't like him. They obviously had a lot of value for him, and he was a high draft pick, and they got 2 great years out of him. But, they traded him. So they got to say what they got to say.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I'll just say this. I'll say, look, the fact of the matter is this. Jared Verse, in his first 2 years, he was the Defensive Rookie of the Year, and he was a Pro Bowl caliber player. And I realize the Pro Bowl doesn't have any real meaning anymore. But I'll just say that over 2 years, he had 12 sacks. Myles Garrett had 23 sacks in 1 year. So when you have an opportunity to trade a young guy, who, by the way, you're eventually going to have to pay and maybe overpay to get Myles Garrett, you make that trade all day long. It doesn't matter how much you love the kid.
Right. Let's continue the real talk. They loved him. They loved the other guy better. Okay?
Right. Yeah, that's right.
I've been in that situation. You think I haven't been rejected before? Do you think there's not a
It's hard
better,
to think
better
that you'd
bell at
ever
the
be
ball?
rejected,
All right.
Wendy. Very hard to believe. that.
It's happened. Secondly, this Jared Verse guy, I don't know his game. I don't know the NFL, but I do know pro sports. He's now in the catbird seat. Doesn't he only have 1 or so years left on his contract?
He's probably got 2 years left, would be my guess,
He's
just on a
going to
rookie
get paid
contract.
through
Yeah.
the nose. If he doesn't
Right.
get hurt, he's going to get paid through the nose because the Browns traded him for Myles Garrett.
Right.
He now will be the guy that they got for Myles Garrett. Like, I don't know who that draft pick next year is going to be, but he's going to get paid. Now, I mean, like, he's probably not thrilled. He's got to move from LA to Cleveland. I say that as somebody from Cleveland. But he's going to get taken care of now. Plus, they're going to anchor their defense around him. He's going to be fine. Don't you worry. Now, he's not going to play for the Super Bowl next year. That's true.
Mhm.
But it's going to be all smoothed over with millions of dollars. It's all going to be fine. Everybody's going to
That's
be
right.
happy. Trust me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'll say this real quick. We'll start with the Garrett part of it. They need him because, as we were just talking about, I don't know if you heard any of it, like the NFC is really difficult, particularly their division. You have the defending champion Seahawks, who I think will probably take a little bit of a step back. You have the Niners, who kind of reloaded, bringing in some veteran help on the offensive side, Mike Evans, Christian Kirk, re-signed Trent Williams. They added some defensive depth, both in the secondary along the line. They brought in Raheem Morris, a former Rams defensive coordinator and Sean McVay's best friend. So he knows, it's not like Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay don't know each other. Certainly Raheem and him know each other. So they're going to need Myles Garrett in what I think is the toughest division and the toughest conference. It's going to be a gauntlet. I think they have the inside track now that they have a guy like Myles Garrett. But on the flip side, I'll say this, Brian. I did Jared Verse games both in college and in the preseason with the Rams. And this guy is going to be a stud. He's already a stud, in my opinion. And the one thing he brings to the table that I think the Browns need, because they're clearly in rebuilding, right? They're in a different window at the moment. Is they need a guy who is willing to be the leader, who's willing to like keep guys accountable, to play to a certain standard, and be the guy that can be the voice. And according to people in Cleveland, I don't know Myles Garrett at all. I felt like it was because the situation was so bad. He probably didn't want to be there for very long, and he also may not feel comfortable being the voice. I'll tell you this, Jared Verse, very comfortable being the voice regardless of the situation, good, bad, or indifferent. So in that regard, they will have at least that intangible part on top of the tangible part of what he brings to the table.
Well, they obviously loved him because that's what cinched the deal. So, and you don't see very many player-for-player trades in the NFL. It's pretty rare. So there you go. Like what you're saying, I'm sure they thoroughly researched.
He's a good young player, up-and-coming star. Already has some real credentials. George's point is made. He is a leader. He is a vocal leader. He is an energy guy. And, maybe moving out a guy like Myles Garrett, who'd been there 9 years, as successful as he was individually, believe it or not, you might get more, and I don't mean sacks, but you might just get more out of new energy with a young kid in Jared Verse. So I think for the Rams, this works out perfectly. This is a put them over the top, get a closer on defense kind of a player. And for the Browns, not only do you get a young up-and-coming star, you also get a lot of draft picks, high-round draft choices over the next 3 years. And Cleveland obviously desperately needs that. And the Rams desperately need to win this Super Bowl this year because it's here, it's in L.A., and they're going all in.
All right, let's talk NBA Finals with you. Am I taking crazy pills? Vegas is daring everyone to take the Knicks, okay? And there's a reason they've built all those tall buildings there, okay? And people are falling for this, in my opinion. And look, the Knicks have had a fantastic season, Brian. There's no denying that. They are worthy of being the representative of the Eastern Conference. But I am a firm believer, having witnessed firsthand the heavyweight fight on the other side, that the Knicks have not seen a team that plays with the level of force on both ends of the court that the Spurs possess, okay? I mean, Stephon Castle stood out in a series where everybody was playing hard. That's how hard he was playing. I feel like this Spurs team is being overlooked somehow, and everyone is falling in love with the storyline of the Knicks having not won a championship since 1973 or whatever the hell it's been.
So you're saying that the underdogs are being overvalued?
Yes, everyone's picking the Knicks, I feel like.
Well, all the people in the media who work in New York are picking the Knicks. Okay, here's the situation in the world I'm living in. I'm looking at this matchup. Obviously, Wembanyama is potentially one of the greatest defensive players the NBA has ever seen. Certainly the best defensive player in the NBA today. They have, and the big thing is we know about the way Brunson likes to play. Although, look, Brunson's played against mismatches his whole life. It's not like he can't deal with any defender. But the way the Knicks prefer to play is to find the weakest defender, force him onto Brunson, and have Brunson eat his lunch. Sometimes that weak defender is still very good, but sometimes that weak defender is James Harden, and Brunson eats his lunch. That's how the Knicks like to play. And the problem is there is no pigeon on the Spurs. They are stout, and they have incredible backline defense with the Defensive Player of the Year. And you look at what's happened. Denny Avdia, I mean, he put up decent numbers, but he was diminished by facing Castle and the Spurs. Ant Edwards had the knee issue, no doubt, but there were times where he just got totally frustrated and couldn't score, right? He just got totally frustrated, George. And then last round, Shea has never felt that since he's been an elite star, he's never struggled that much defensively. He had a brilliant Game 7, but he had good numbers, but by the standards that he had set, he didn't do it. That's all Castle and Wembanyama and the Spurs. So if they handled those three All-Stars, why should they not be able to handle Brunson, right? And you look at the fact that they've got great depth, that their health got better at the end. I think one of the biggest differentiators in the last series was that Harper and Fox got healthier as the series went along. Harper coming alive really in Game 6 was a difference making in the series. They're healthier than they were even 10 days ago. and they got home court advantage and Wembanyama and all these things. And so, like, in my mind, you definitely you install the Spurs as a heavy favorite. But George, it's not just Mike Greenberg and Stephen A. Smith picking the Knicks. As
No.
I've been going through my normal course of business this week, talking to head coaches, talking to scouts, because there's a couple of head coaching jobs open out there that we're gathering intelligence on. The draft is coming up. The draft workouts are happening. You're having conversations. I'm not out there like asking, but I'm talking to these guys, and they're, these are the pros, right? And they're saying to me, how come the Spurs are so favored? Like, I think this is a pick 'em. Like, nobody's outright saying, like, oh, yeah, the Knicks are winning this easy. But the people that I believe in and trust, the people who tell me things 3 months before things happen, multiple people are saying to me, the world is undervaluing the Knicks.
Well, Windy, let's make the case for the Knicks coming right back.
All right.
8:29 on a Windy Wednesday. Windy, when we come back to in about 3 minutes, I got a very important question for you that doesn't involve basketball, football, or any of the sports.
How about
We'll do
Columbo?
that. We'll do that coming back. But first, Cappy, you've been telling George to get it all morning. Let's talk about the wellness company.
All right, George, listen. Thankfully, we've been doing these spots for the wellness company and the medical emergency kit. And truth be told, and again, I'll knock on wood, we've been very fortunate. We've all been healthy. Haven't really needed to dig too deep into the wellness company's medical emergency
Right.
kit. However, with your throat on fire today, and with you telling me that it feels like you're swallowing razor blades, I went into the medical emergency kit. I went to the guidebook right here, okay? And when you have, and I looked at your symptoms, okay? Now, did you say earlier that you knew what you had, what you thought you had?
I don't know.
I think you said you had something called pharyngitis.
This is amazing.
Isn't that what you said?
Look at
Hold on, I'll
Cappy
tell you.
on YouTube with the book open.
Yeah.
Yes, pharyngitis. Yes.
Okay, so now I'm in the guidebook.
As though we're in medical class right now.
Right. So for acute bacterial pharyngitis or sinusitis or
Right.
tonsillitis.
Now, I did have sinusitis earlier in the playoffs, but that got resolved with a Z-Pack.
Okay, well, that's exactly what the guidebook says you need.
Look at Sedano playing right into
Right.
the live read.
So, I mean, George, you're helping me out. Don't try and steal this from me, by the way. You need a Z-Pack. So now that you know that you have what you think you have, whether it be sinusitis, tonsillitis, pharyngitis, whatever it is.
By the way, let's bring Windy back. Windy, have you ever had, what's the other one, pharyngitis?
Pharyngitis,
yeah.
God, it was brutal. Pharyngitis.
Oh, you've had it, Windy.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
All right,
Well,
Bob,
long
Windy.
story short is this, George. Once you've figured out what it is that you are experiencing, then you go into the medical emergency kit, and then you take that medication. Imagine if you were traveling with the medical emergency kit today, you'd already have started your Z-Pack this morning.
Yeah, you're right.
You got to get one. Hey, listen, when you tell me to buy books for my mother for Mother's Day, I do it. I'm telling you that you must immediately do this. You've got to go to urgentcarekit.com/710. urgentcarekit.com/710. Use our promo code 710. You're going to save $45. And George, you would have already started your antibiotics this morning. You'd be on the road to recovery. In the meantime, now you're talking about having to go make an appointment at an urgent care somewhere and get a pharmacy while you're in San Antonio. Terrible idea. Great idea, though, is get your medical emergency kit. urgentcarekit.com/710. Promo code 710 to save $45.
Thank you,
I'm on the website right now.
Oh, look at that. Bam!
I just sold another medical emergency kit.
8:32. Good morning. It's a Windy Wednesday, and Windy will continue with us. Get you ready for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. And I have a very important question for him next in 3 minutes. And don't worry, it's not Columbo related. Sit on it.
ESPN LA may sound one way on AM.
But you know where it sounds best?
You guessed it, crystal clear digital audio.
Crystal clear digital audio on the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA wherever you get your apps.
And you can always watch LA's mega sports station live or on demand on our YouTube channel at ESPN Los Angeles.
Hyundai gives you America's best warranty on every new vehicle. It includes a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, plus 24/7 roadside assistance. That's peace of mind from Hyundai. And these days, that's priceless.
Now, get up to $3,500 customer cash on the Hyundai Santa Fe or Santa Fe Hybrid.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer. Offers end July 6th. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. Next time you're at my home away from home, LAX, look up. You'll see the future of travel in action. It's the all-electric Skylink train. It's now testing, and trust me, this is a game changer. What does it take to build a champion? It takes round-the-clock preparation. And soon, Skylink will connect you to the airport terminals, the new rental car center, and LA Metro. From practice to prime time, the LAX Skylink. Fast, free, and built for LA. In testing now to help you skip the traffic later.
When's the last time payroll was the easy part of your week? With Gusto, it can be. Gusto is the all-in-one platform designed to take the hassle out of managing your team, from payroll and compliance to hiring, onboarding, and more. With Gusto, you can get back 2 full days each month with all the time you've saved. Go to gusto.com today and learn why over 500,000 small businesses choose Gusto. That's GUSTO.com. Gusto.com. Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Hi, this is Sam Pines, partner at Good Karma Brands in ESPN LA. You're starting your day with Sedano and Kap. And Sedano, just to be clear, when we made those changes to the app, it wasn't to sabotage the show. I just knew you'd yell at Morales. And let's be honest, that's great radio. Also, serious question. If I get unsighted, can I join Phi Beta Kappa? Carry on, guys.
Good morning, Sam Pines, 8:35. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show. By the way, I hear rumors that the Sam Pines rejoins and imaging is making Tommy Lamb want to voice up our market manager.
Oh, get out of here. Come on, for real?
Yeah, maybe we'll do that next. I know we got Craig Karmazin, the founder, recorded stuff. Plus, we got to have Wendy record some imaging next time he's in the studio. Meanwhile, Wendy, this is another song you and I could dance to at my wedding. On this day in 1995, the #1 hit, Bryan Adams, Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman?
Great song.
But Wendy...
What was the movie? It was like a it was a movie. It was with why am I having a morning brain fart? The Godfather.
Scent of a Woman, right? No.
Don Juan DeMarco.
No, you're thinking Marlon Brando.
Don Juan DeMarco.
Don Juan DeMarco.
Good
Don
pull.
Juan DeMarco.
That was good, Funchy.
This was the soundtrack to it. It was it was a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Morales,
Here's my
I like Don Juan
which I'd
DeMarco.
love to watch with you some night.
Anytime. Listen, next time you're in L.A., you and I are going to cozy up. We'll watch some Columbo and then a romantic comedy.
Oh, my God. It's going to be great.
Yeah, go to the East Central. They have really big rooms.
No,
you guys
Wendy
can
gets
spread
to
out.
say, I love the East Central, but Wendy's at the Ritz. Come on.
I know, but still, I think the rooms are bigger over at the East Central.
Probably,
you know?
but Wendy's got a suite. Come on now. But, Wendy, here's the real important question, and then we'll get back to hoops as we get ready for NBA Finals Game 1 tonight. Spurs Knicks, you'll hear it here on ESPN LA. Sedano, part of the coverage on the network from ESPN Radio. Wendy, were you a Thrifty ice cream fan?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, so
Sorry.
maybe that was just a West Coast thing. Thrifty handcrafted ice cream. Apparently, Cappy, I know you're a Thrifty ice cream guy. You like a sweet treat. Thrifty ice cream is making a comeback.
Right.
In supermarkets all across Southern California.
Right.
I just found out this news. So we'll continue to celebrate. And when they become a partner, we're going to have Wendy in here, and Cappy and I are going to hand scoop Thrifty ice cream for you, Wendy. You'll love it.
Oh, I like ice cream. I don't know if you're aware.
And then you could watch Cappy and I lick each other's cones.
Okay.
Gross.
Quack, quack.
Well, I mean,
Gross,
Wendy's.
bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
come on,
that was
I'm sorry, Wendy.
disgusting.
I apologize.
Yeah.
All right, Sedano, take us back to basketball.
All right,
Well,
go ahead. The Knicks. Go ahead,
yeah.
Cap. You had a question.
Yeah, so Brian, look, George has been up close and personal. He has seen what he's
I've
been
also seen
telling
the
us.
Knicks a bunch of times this year.
Right, but you just watched the Western Conference Finals, so you got to see Oklahoma City and San Antonio go back and forth, and you say that the Knicks are not ready for this type of physicality. On the flip side, though, Wendy, the Knicks have been sitting around. They've won 11 straight games. They're very well rested. They do have two big bodies to battle Wembanyama, similar to what Oklahoma City had. So I would ask you this. For everybody that's picking the Knicks all of a sudden, and remember, I told you Reggie Miller said during the broadcast, he said the Knicks will be the favorites. Now, he was wrong, but Charles Barkley is picking the Knicks. Reggie Miller is picking them. Wendy, make the case for how the Knicks could win this series.
You remember who's the new quarterback from the Rams, Ty Simpson?
Yeah.
Remember the night he got drafted and he'd been secret and everything like that? Remember that? How long ago that was?
Mm-hmm.
That night was the last time the Knicks lost. And they lost by 1 point in the final possession of a game on the road. And, look, I wish I could give you 25 minutes of X and O analysis about how they use Karl Towns to be point center, and it opens up off-ball cutting for Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby, and that engages Bridges more in a way that standing in the corner didn't engage him, and as a result, he runs the floor more. And, I could go on and on and on, but really, the Knicks are making their threes. The Knicks are making their threes, and they're beating the other team back down the court. They absolutely crushed the Cavs in so many times they would score after the Cavs made a basket, okay? And then they never missed threes. Landry Shamet went, I think, 11 of 12 or 12 of 13 in that series. And so, it's not a secret. And one of the reasons they got up and down the court was because they were getting stops, but they were fresher than Cleveland. And so they're fresher than San Antonio. Now, they have played 4 fewer games than the Spurs have. I got to believe, George, at some point that's going to matter. Now, will it matter enough to swing the series? Will it matter enough to swing a game where the Spurs are low energy? I don't know, but I know that at some point it will matter. Just like it mattered against Cleveland. Cleveland came into that series tired, and the Knicks outran them, and they made every three. So especially after the third quarter of Game 1. So the case, Cappy, is they make the threes and they outrun them.
Yeah, look, that is certainly their recipe. There's no question about that. And they've also been good. The Knicks have been really good at denying threes, okay? Let's not forget that part of the equation. They've been better defensively than they've been all year. But the reason I don't think that'll matter is the best players on the Spurs, they've got young legs, man. They just had 3 days off, which I think is good enough, in my opinion, particularly how young they are. It's not like they're playing a day later, 2 days later. 3 days, you rarely get 3 days off in the NBA.
It's true.
I know the Knicks have had more time off, but I actually think that applies more to rust, which if the Knicks come out like they did in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals and they get their doors blown off early, I don't see a scenario where they're coming back down 22 against this team. So I'm a firm believer that if the Knicks don't win one of these first 2 games in San Antonio, this could be a shorter series than people anticipate.
Boy, Cappy, George is really, I'm not criticizing you,
raining
George,
on my
just
Knicks
to be
parade.
clear. But you are really, you could be dead right, but you are really on that Spurs wagon, man.
Well, what I saw was impressive, and it wasn't just one round. I've been around them a couple times, and I am seeing a team that is going to be like the 2 teams that I saw in the Western Conference Finals. That's the NBA Finals, okay? The Thunder, we can get into that a little bit. I'd love to get your thoughts on that. I actually feel like the reaction to the Thunder's loss was such an overreaction after the fact. We're talking about trading guys, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams. Sam Presti
That's laughable.
Right, agreed. Sam Presti is the smartest GM in the sport for a reason. He's not going to overreact. They were missing Jalen Williams, who was an incredibly important part of why they won a championship last year. The guy scored 40, I believe, in Game 5 last year in the finals. A.J. Mitchell was a really important piece. Had he played enough games, might have been the sixth man of the year this year. At least been in. He was certainly going to be in the conversation and would have probably been a finalist. I mean, those are two important pieces. And yes, Chet had a bad series, but we've seen a lot of guys have bad series before and come back looking like different people over time. Now, again, I don't know if Chet is going to be, overcome it like Magic did when they called him Tragic Johnson, or when LeBron was posted up against J.J. Barea. I don't believe he's that kind of player. But I do believe he's way better than what we saw in that particular series. So I just think that those two teams are the two best teams in the sport, and I'm not afraid of anybody else if I'm anyone in the NBA outside of those two teams.
Yes. The Spurs are appropriately favored. I will say one thing that the Knicks also have, Cappy. They have tremendous positional size outside of Brunson. What I mean by that is, like, they've got big wings. So, like, you look at the Thunder have tremendous depth, no doubt. But their wing players are not that big especially when you lose Jalen Williams. And their other sort of big wing is Aaron Wiggins, who didn't play. And so in that series, so you look at Anunoby and Bridges, they bring a size that they didn't deal with in the last round. I anticipate this. George, I agree with you. I think if the Knicks, I don't think you're beating the Spurs 4 out of 5. So I think the Knicks need to emerge from San Antonio at 1-1. Whether or not it has to get done tonight, I see this every year. There's a lead up into the finals, and there's always this feel like, oh my God, game one is so important. Every finals game is important, but the Knicks' mission is to come here and get one game. If they do, George, it's going to be 7, buddy. We're gonna have.
I will give you that. I don't know if it's going to be 7, but if they get one, we're at least going 6, in my opinion. Here's something I researched last night. Okay. The Knicks are 4.5-point underdogs, okay? The Knicks are 0-7 this year when they are 4-7, where they are at least 4.5-point underdogs or more this season. Now, granted, one of the games they covered, they only covered 2, were against the Thunder and the Spurs. I believe one of those games, though, the Spurs were not at full strength, and the Thunder were clearly not at full strength. So that plays a part in it. But so. Say what you want. The Knicks have not been underdogs very much this year, and when they have been, they've gotten throttled in most of those games.
I would expect San Antonio, by the way. I would take San Antonio tonight because, look, I think they're coming off this emotional win. They have, as you point out, George, only 3 days off, so they're kind of more in the flow. I think the Knicks are highly likely to come out with a little bit of rust from the time off. I would think San Antonio is going to win this game tonight. At least that's the way I play it. But Wendy, I just look at San Antonio, and they are young. To George's point, they've got young legs. But when people said they're ahead of schedule, that's only because everybody thinks that it takes years and years and years to build to a championship contender.
Victor would like you talking. That is exactly how Victor feels.
Right. But on the other side of things, the Knicks are that team that has been building and building and building. Plus, they've got this chemistry thing where you've got 3 guys that played together in college and won multiple national titles. So, again, I just think about all these intangible things that could come into it. And I guess maybe I'm really picking the Knicks mostly out of rooting for it. And, George, you know my philosophy on picking the underdogs in championships.
You go with vibes. You love vibes.
Well, I do love vibes, but I also
and the Knicks are all about vibes right now. There's no doubt about that.
But I also, Wendy, if the Knicks win, I look smart. And if the Knicks lose, it's like, well, nobody expected them to win anyway. So I always pick the underdog.
George, let me ask you this. Where do you think Victor is physically? Because his production level dropped from the start of that series to the end. And, Victor is the difference maker. And, people in Oklahoma City, I think, felt like they might have had a corner turned after Game 5 because Victor's energy level looked like it had diminished a bit. Mm-hmm. The X factor was Harper. I think Harper and Fox looking a lot better. But does Victor – I'm not putting – I have this saying that you don't put any ceilings on Victor Wembanyama. The dude could come up with 40 and 20 tonight. I'm not ruling that out. But – where do you think, having watched him for those games, where do you think he is just with his energy and physical level? Because I think that's going to be a factor.
Sure, it wanes. I think early in that series, to your point, I thought he looked fantastic. And then, Game 5 happened, right? But what did he do in Game 6? I mean, he bounced back and had a tremendous game. So I think that, he's definitely being pushed to limits he hasn't been pushed before, and he's been pretty open about that, which I love, and I know you love because you've been around him as much as anyone. I think that I love that he talks about his vulnerabilities at times. But I think 3 days off will do him just fine. Like, I think he'll be fine to start
22.
the series. Right.
He is 22.
So, I look at it that way. Like, I just think that they –
Cappy, it's tough. What George and I are struggling with is that, we've seen all these teams, and they go through the 2 months of the playoffs. And by the end of it, they are so physically and mentally exhausted that it just wears on you in a way that you don't have. That said, victory is the ultimate code breaker. So, I see all these statistics. A powerful stat to me is that a team coming off of a sweep versus a team coming off a 7-game series is 20-4 in NBA history.
Say that one more time. Just do that one more time so I follow that.
So if you're coming off of a sweep, you just won in a sweep, and the team that you're playing is coming off of a 7-game series. It's happened 24 times in NBA history, and the team that's coming off the sweep is 20-4.
Wow, that's an amazing number.
Okay, it's a little bit lesser in the finals. In the finals, it's happened 8 times, and the team that's coming off of the sweep is 5-3. The 3 teams that overcame that were one of Jordan's championship teams, LeBron and the Heatles at the height of their power in the 7-game series. Ray Allen, that was the one, and the other one was
Against
in '68 with Bill Russell. So if you had Jordan, LeBron, or Russell, you could do it.
Now you got
those were the 3 teams.
Well, they have Wembanyama.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. The code breaker.
Yeah.
Right.
So I see these stats, and I just know from covering all these series. I always tell the Richard Jefferson story. Richard Jefferson was so tired at the end of the Cavs playoff run in 2016, he retired at his locker. He's like, I'm retiring. I was like, Richard, that's insane. He ended up playing for 3 more years, I think. I mean,
right.
I was like, Richard, but he literally went mad and retired at his locker. I mean, it's not unreasonable to retire after you win a championship, but whatever. It's so I've seen all these guys have this happen to, and so I try to take that into account. But George is right. What happens if he's just the code breaker? What happens we could literally spend another 3-4 hours analyzing the X and O's and blah, point by point. What just happens if he's one of the greatest ever, and it doesn't matter?
Right. Well, there's no doubt that there's nobody who can play with Wemby. There is no other human being on the planet that 100%. Has what he has: the height, the length, the athleticism, etc. There's nobody.
Take this for what it's worth, Brian. Victor has only played 6 games this year of 3 days or more rest. Okay.
Yeah.
And I would imagine injuries factored in on that. But in those games, okay, he has his highest field goal percentage, 57%, of any other circumstance. 0 days, 1 days, 2 days, now and 3+. He is shooting 43% from 3 in those scenarios, and has an offensive rating of 124 and a defensive rating, his lowest, of 90. Okay? So, I expect Victor to be Victor tonight. It doesn't mean that the Knicks won't be in the game. I just think that if the Knicks lose tonight, I just think it's a steep hill to climb. The Knicks have to win Game 1, in my opinion, to make this a real series.
I don't know that they're
You're
going to
making
And
a
I
good
know you don't
case.
like to overreact to Game 1s. I get it.
I know. You're making a good case. I mean, and then yesterday you had Victor coming out talking. George, how many of the stuff that gets said at media days is just trash, just vapid trash? I hate media days. I hate them in October or September. I hate them here because there's so much perfunctory stuff. But Victor comes out yesterday and says, yeah, we're way too emotional. We have not come back down to earth yet, and we got 30 hours to do it. I was like, I appreciate the honesty. So, that's also, how do you factor that in either?
Windy, we love you. You're the best. Brian Windhorst on a Windy Wednesday. Enjoy Game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight. Have a great day, bro.
Thanks, Windy.
Enjoy it. See you later, Georgie.
Enjoy the Alamo.
See you, dude. I'll see you a bit. Yep.
All right, Sedano is headed to urgent care to take care of that throat. But first, let's talk about Jacob and Ronnie.
Oh, yeah, real quick, man. Let me talk about our guy, Jacob. Listen, attention, Garden Grove and surrounding area residents. Cap, if your home, if any of our listeners out there, if their homes, their job, their school, their family routine was affected by the GKN Aerospace hazardous materials incident in Garden Grove, now's the time to get organized.
Yeah, officials say an overheated tank containing some sort of chemical that I can't pronounce led to evacuations across Orange County. 50,000 people, as you may recall, were evacuated. The orders may have been lifted, but the questions do remain. Were you exposed? Did you lose wages? Did you pay for a hotel? Did food spoil? Did you experience headaches, breathing issues, or even eye irritation, George?
Yeah, man. Listen, obviously we're talking about real serious stuff here, okay? So what I will tell you is this. If you were exposed, it's very simple. All you have to do is call Jacob, okay? Call him, whether you experienced any of the things Cappy talked about, because if you lived in Garden Grove or those surrounding affected areas, the incident caused you to evacuate, miss work, seek medical care, whatever, save those receipts, photos, text messages, evacuation notices, records, etc. You may have rights. So find out. You have nothing to lose by finding out. Call Jacob today for a free consultation at 800-345-6789.
We'll talk to you in the digital hour.
Cap Morning Show.
When it's game time, there's no room for hesitation, and you better believe GM John Good will make you a great deal at George Chevrolet. Whether you're rolling in a power-packed Silverado, loading up the family in a spacious Chevy Traverse, or going all-electric, John Good has the great deal you want at George Chevrolet. Amazing pricing, zero pressure, and the next-level Chevy vehicles you want are at George Chevrolet, conveniently located off the 91 at Lakewood in Bellflower. Or shop at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey guys, if you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that could last for weeks. Getting sick right before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and a pharmacy can be really stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having an urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Packs to treat wide ranges of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick, at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. You just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook, or you call the telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. Save $45 with our promo code 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710. Promo code is 710 at urgentcarekit.com/710.
Rams fans, D-Far here. The Rams are making history in 2026, heading to Melbourne, Australia to face the Niners. You can be there. I've teamed up with True Fan Travel to hook you up with the ultimate fan experience. Game tickets, hotels, exclusive events, even a chance to meet me all in one package. This isn't just a trip, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Spots are limited. Don't wait. Visit TrueFanTravel.com right now and secure your spot. That's TrueFanTravel.com. See you there.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Bakery owners, you will be loved today. Every pastry will be flaky. Your cake will make a child's day. Your delivery van won't get sideswiped by a distracted garbage truck driver. But if so, breathe easy, knowing you'll get back to business quickly with Progressive protecting your commercial auto. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Harry Douglas here to tell you about Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. It's a fruity candy flavor explosion, and I mean explosion. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, a zero-sugar treat that's sweet tooth approved. These can take care of my candy cravings and provides a tasty caffeine kick without all the sugar. Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots. Get candy-flavored chaos with Fruity Rainbow 5-Hour Energy Shots, available online at 5hourenergy.com or Amazon.
If you run a small business, you know that opportunities and emergencies don't wait. So don't let big banks hold your business hostage with weeks of endless red tape and paperwork. Turn to Cardiff. Cardiff is America's favorite small business lender with a 5-minute application that won't impact your personal credit. You get approved in minutes and funded the same day for up to $500,000. If you've been operating for at least a year with $20,000 a month in revenue, skip the bank delays. Go to Cardiff/ESPNLA right now to secure your funding. That's cardiff.co/ESPNLA.
This World Cup season, the ultimate watch party experience is at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa. Catch every Mexico and USA match live, surrounded by non-stop game day energy, passionate fans, drink specials, surprise giveaways, and all the flavors that make every match unforgettable. Grab fire-grilled asada tacos, slow-braised quesadilla, fresh ceviches, warm churros, and more. Join us for every Mexico and USA match at Mercado Gonzalez in Costa Mesa, where every match tastes better.
Oh. Men, your health is the real MVP. Providence reminds you that many of the top health risks men face can go unnoticed. But annual checkups, screenings, and knowing your numbers can make all the difference. From staying active and eating well to prioritizing sleep and mental wellness, small steps can have a big impact. Providence brings together the best minds in men's health, keeping you in the game with trusted, compassionate care. Take control of your health like I did. Learn more at providence.org. Providence, caring with compassion in Southern California.
ESPN LA is hitting the road. Tune in Friday, June 5th to Sedano and Kap as we broadcast live from SeaWorld San Diego. We'll take a look at the all-new shark encounter that is now open, then check out Dolphin Adventures and soak in all the summer energy, including live concerts with artists like Soulja Boy and more. Don't miss Sedano and Kap live Friday, June 5th from SeaWorld San Diego on ESPN LA. SeaWorld San Diego, open your world to something amazing.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Okay, all signed up. Easy. Now let's run payroll. What the? Hey girl, I'm you with more gusto. Nice. Who's that? New social media manager. Hired and onboarded with gusto. And spoiler, we're kind of famous now. Wait, we're famous? Oh, well, I'm famous. Payroll, benefits, and HR. Designed and built for small businesses. Choose a future with gusto.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A Good Karma Brands radio station. It's Windy Wednesdays on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
What is the difference between 50 million
get like super crazy to the bone real?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like to the bone real?
Yes.
They're not winning it next year anyway because you're not climbing over San Antonio and Oklahoma City in one spot. You got to sell all your season tickets. You got to sell your games on Spectrum. You got to be good for the Lakers brand now and going forward for the next star. So the real thing that you should do is you should pay LeBron the money. Do it on a one-year deal. Don't give him multiple years. Give him what he wants on a one-year deal.
It's Windy Wednesdays.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show is on the air.
The biggest show in ESPN LA history.
Don't the Rams say bleep them picks?
Yes.
That
was a long time ago. Different now. Now they're good at the picks.
Yeah, but didn't they do that and win the Super Bowl?
They did.
This is a bleep them picks trade.
Yeah, what was it?
Horn-chins.
Yeah,
Horn-chin.
Sedano is a guy who's like, hey, I've been around the NBA 20 years. I can draw plays up on the board. I can do.
God.
What do you mean, oh God? What do you mean?
A little sabor?
Yeah, I don't think people like being called hacks.
You're the widow on the radio.
Giant Mexican, horn section.
Did you have me on your show to berate me? Is that what you're doing now?
Give me a freaking break.
I'm reacting to Art Bell.
Yeah?
Oh, okay. Amazing.
Do you want to do the Love Boat, or do you want me to do the Love Boat?
The Art? I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, here it is. Ready? Watch this. Watch this.
It's Windy Wednesdays.
Midnight in the desert. I'm Art Bell.
Scott Kaplan, eat a fat one, bro.
The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on 710 ESPN.
The all-new ESPN LA app and on YouTube at ESPN Los Angeles.
We're bigger than U.S. Steel.
Wow, that's crazy.
Well, you want to woo-woo?
Bit boy.
Monstrous.
Beto, I don't want to eat that. We did it, Dad. We did it.
You were riding high on the stinger last time.
Oh, big time.
Right, that's right. Of course we were.
It's Windy Wednesdays.
Oh, just one more thing.
On the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Give him a big giant hug and say, we can't wait to see you back. And you
kick the can down the road for a year.
Boom, ding, bum, yeah. Ding, doo, da, bum.
9:03, good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on a windy Wednesday, thanks to Windy, who was fantastic as always earlier. It is the 3rd of June, 2026. Give me a little more heat, Punchy. Why are you potting it down, man? What's going on with you?
Come on, Bunch. Boom, bing, bum, yeah.
There you go. Come on, kid. Well, Sedano is off to urgent care to get that throat looked at.
That's because he doesn't have a medical emergency kit.
No,
Shame on him.
Let me tell
Shame
you,
on him.
I am somebody who had strep throat every December for like 10 years, way back when, before I had all the other health stuff. Because I had that bacteria in my throat all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And every time they'd give me a shot in the tuchus and a Z-Pack. So he's going to probably need a shot in the tuchus.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope he's feeling better for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Spurs, Knicks, 5:30 p.m. You'll hear the coverage right here, courtesy of ESPN Radio. Thanks to our friends at Pechanga Resort Casino. Starts at 5:30 p.m. right here on ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app, where you're listening to the Sedano and Kap Digital Hour right now. By the way, tonight after the game, hear Beto and Mike Trudell, Beto Duran, the Cisco Kid. Mike Trudell will do the destination for LA sports, local LA, live and local sports talk until about 10 o'clock or 10:15 tonight. Going to be thrilled. We are awaiting. Now, this is a very special moment because we know that the Pony has been a history of this station. Performed at every Mandy Awards, even though Sam Pines didn't want me to. And, of course, what made my Pony so special was that I used a chair. I don't know if Genuine actually uses a chair when he does the Pony. But, I'll put that boot up.
You got boots on today? Oh, you do got the boots on today.
And I'll ride that thing.
Go Morales.
How you doing over
do
there,
some
Punchy?
pony
How's that feel?
With the Genuine. Oh, look at that. Punchy's giving him money.
Money for you. Look at that.
Punchy's giving him money. Oh, look, we got like a whole collage.
We
now.
are seeing the original.
Oh, my God, you were so fat. Look how fat you were.
I didn't realize I was so big.
You were an animal.
I love it. I'm not there at that point yet, but Punchy's just sitting there while
now,
you're
there's the one I did with Keyshawn at the first Mandy Awards.
Right.
I don't know if we have it in the cut when Keyshawn then get hammered, and now there it is.
Yeah.
When Keyshawn ponied me back.
What
this
about-
is at Carlo's wedding.
Okay. What about with Avner? Do we have the last one with Avner?
I don't know. Carlos Saisu put this
Avner.
together this morning.
Go Avner.
Man, I was a beast.
God, you're a big boy. Man, oh, man. And you were still doing that pony.
Yeah.
And look at Carlo in the background. He's so happy.
And look at DJ on the mic. Ray on the mic.
Ray on the mic in the house. Yeah.
What a day for Ray on the mic that was.
Wow, what a beautiful wedding, Carlo.
Good job, Carlo.
Mm-hmm. That was a fun wedding.
I don't remember most of it, but
I know Funchy remembers actually none of it because he had, 3 bottles of Hennessy that night?
Don't judge me.
Don't judge.
It's not a judge.
Don't judge.
Don't judge me.
So the Pony is turning 30 years old this July, and Genuine is on the road, including the SeaWorld Summer Concert Series every Saturday starting this weekend through the end of August. Genuine performing Saturday, June 13th at 6 p.m.
Right,
now,
next Saturday.
we would love to be there, but, our World Cup activities are beginning. But I'm still trying to figure out a way where at least you and I maybe could sneak in there. But if not, maybe you never know. Maybe Genuine comes to the Merry Mandy's in December. We'll figure that out. But Genuine is scheduled to call courtesy of our friends at SeaWorld. Now, here's my thing. Do I call him Genuine? Do I call him Mr. Pony? Do I call him Mr. Wine? Like, what do I do?
No, it's a good question. Or, you guys know Genuine's real name, by the way?
No clue.
Genuine's real name, you guys are going to love this.
It should be just Genuine. That's who he is, though.
But his first, listen to Genuine's real name.
I don't think Ludacris's real name is Ludacris, but he's
No,
Ludacris.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is.
It's Chris Bridges.
Yeah, Ludacris better.
Well, you guys are going to love this. Genuine's real name is Elgin Baylor Lumpkin.
Get out of here.
I swear to you. His real name.
I don't think he's going to like that if we bring that up.
Why not?
Well, the Elgin Baylor part of it he might like.
Yeah,
not
it's
the
super
Lumpkin,
cool.
though. The Lumpkin isn't amazing.
I mean,
the Lumpkin is why you change your name to Genuine.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Genuine doing the pony and Lumpkin doing the pony, that's a little bit different.
Now, Carlo isn't here. He's at home with his new baby.
Mazel tov, Carlo.
as we've talked about. And I think Sam Pony's in the other room, and Tim Johnson, who's been usually sitting in with us, who's doing a great job. But today on the social team is Brooke Kirk from UCLA, the UCLA Bruin. Now, Brooke was originally an intern. She's doing a great job. But she's a little bit on the younger side. So I don't know if she's, familiar with Genuine and the Pony. And what I feel really bad for, because when I asked her this morning, I said...
She said so-so.
Yeah, she's like,
I said,
I talked
to her this morning, I said, I know you're not familiar with my pony, and the pony we do here at the station. But if you could reach out to Carlo, and he'll put together a little mix. But now that she probably saw that,
right, she's probably disgusted.
I'm thinking, like, what does she think we do here at the Mandy Awards?
Yeah,
like, that's a tough putt.
She's like, I don't know if this is going to be my last day or not.
Because she knew me as, like, oh, Stephanie's boyfriend. He's a lunatic, but he seems like a nice guy. And I hear he slimmed down, and now you see that video, and oh, my God.
Yeah.
I was a wildebeest.
Do you think that was part of her thought process? Maybe, I know that he slimmed down.
I mean, I did that for myself.
Wildebeest. I mean, I think we're talking like hippopotamus.
I mean, my God.
I mean, bro.
How did you guys not tell me I was going to end up with heart failure?
I did not. Listen, honestly, when you were as fat as you were, I didn't realize you were so fat.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
Oh, you just look like you.
Yeah,
I don't know. Is that a compliment?
I didn't realize how fat you were until I see how not fat you are. My God, man.
Well, you took him to dinner and called him a fat slob.
Well, that
right?
was like 3 weeks before it all happened. Like,
right.
It was already happening, but that was January, like the second week of January 2025, when we went to the dog.
Right.
And he goes, listen, we got to talk about your weight. And I go, yeah, I've exploded. And he goes, yeah, something doesn't seem right, and you're really having trouble breathing.
Right. Like, Greg, you don't understand. We walked across the street from L.A. Live to the East Central. We walked across Figueroa. Now, you got to understand one thing. I'm a jaywalker. I will walk across Figueroa with luggage, et cetera, et cetera. I don't care. Morales, back then, even as heavy as he was and breathing really hard, was willing to jaywalk with me. And we walked right across Figueroa in the middle of the street, and he was huffing and puffing. Now, he was pulling some luggage, I'll give you that. But he wasn't walking uphill. He wasn't walking upstairs. Nowadays, oh, by the way, I'm still a jaywalker. I'll go right across Figueroa, across the middle of the street. But Morales now is a law follower. He waits until you get the walk sign at the corner of Figueroa and Olympic.
Why?
So, because he doesn't want to run across the street.
I also don't want to get hit by a car. I almost died already. So now, like, my thing is, with my luck, I get hit by, like, a wild delivery truck or something.
All I'm saying, you can't get a ticket for jaywalking.
I'm not worried about the ticket. I'm worried about the driver who doesn't care.
Yeah, right. The driver who sees him and goes, let's get him.
Yeah, who knows? It could be Tommy Lamb behind that truck, behind that car.
After later today, maybe it will be.
Yeah, you never know. Two-Face.
What did you call him?
Two-Face.
Oh, Two-Faced.
Yeah.
Not calling him a jerk face, at least.
I'm doing the bit just to ramp things up.
All right.
You know me, I like to build it up, Bergie, just to tear it down or build it back up.
Yeah, it's one or the other. A lot of times it can go to tearing it down.
So, Genuine's real name, Elgin Baylor Lumpkin. He's got to tell us about
Lumpkin.
That. Yeah, because he's
Here's what I'm going to say about Genuine.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. He's not in the sports business, and who knows what he was up to last night. He probably had a gig. He performed for some great show. We scheduled this at 9 o'clock. It's now 10 after 9 in the Southland. Quack, quack, for the kids.
Quack, quack.
I wonder, I'm not going to be mad if Genuine calls a little late, or maybe we don't even hear from Genuine. I just want to know what caused him not to call us. Maybe he saw that video on YouTube and went, holy crap, why am I getting on the phone with this fat guy?
He's like, that's it, I'm out. I saw that.
This guy ain't doing the pony. He's doing the hippopotamus crawl.
I mean, he has to come from his parents have to love the Lakers, right? There's no
Absolutely.
other way.
Well, no. The deal is that he's from D.C. Elgin Baylor himself is a D.C. native, and he was named after Elgin Baylor from the D.C. roots. At least that's what I've read in preparation for this conversation.
Nice job. Nice job on the prep, Cappy.
Thank you. What's today's date? Today's the
3rd of June.
Hey, wait, today's June 3rd? Really? Wow,
already?
Half this year go by fast. I'm just looking up some of his concert dates. Friday, June 12th is where he's going to be. Well, these aren't all the shows, it doesn't seem like. Oh, because I don't see the SeaWorld show.
Yeah, he's going to be at SeaWorld on the 13th. On
Right.
Saturday the 3rd. Or is it Friday?
Yeah.
You have it there.
By the way, other artists include this summer at SeaWorld. The Yin Yang Twins.
Well, they started off this weekend, don't they?
Ashanti, Soulja Boy, Bow Wow, and more.
Okay.
So they went. Bow Wow was there last year. I know. I think Genuine was too. But Carlos Saisu was at that one. So he saw Bow Wow at SeaWorld.
I didn't see Bow Wow at SeaWorld. I missed that one. Yeah.
By the way, I'm excited. So the nice thing about it is, by the way, Berger, are you coming on the train with us tomorrow?
It depends on what time you go. Otherwise, I'll take.
We're going early. We're going to the 12:10 train.
Yeah, I don't know if I can make that one, but I will take the train down.
Okay, good.
And
Then
join you back on the way back up.
I'll let you know our return train.
Beautiful.
So we can all come up as one happy family on Friday morning after the show. I'm looking forward to this because going down to SeaWorld, it makes me feel like summer. Summer has arrived. And last summer, when we did this.
Oh, boy.
What?
Oh, boy.
I know where you're going.
Which part?
We are returning to the scene of the crime.
Scene of the crime.
Oh, I actually wasn't going to talk about that. I was going to talk about the first time when I was still recovering. And remember, I was wearing the life vest. So, like, going to SeaWorld was, like, one of my first big outings. And, like, having to watch everything I ate or drank and all that. So I'm really looking forward to being able to open up the offense. Not so much so that I end up like the hippopotamus that we saw in that video, but just have a good time and be able to smile. Yeah. And SeaWorld is a great place. And here's the thing. I love Disneyland. Obviously, I love California Adventure. I haven't been to Knott's Berry Farm in like 30 years. Although, by the way,
what's over there?
Well,
seriously, what's over there?
But you know, they have an amazing museum across the street.
But they also have great roller coasters.
Yeah.
Knott's Berry Farm still has really great roller coasters.
Do they still got like good barbecue?
I don't know. And
I go there for the roller coasters, not the barbecue.
I haven't been to Magic Mountain since high school. So my point
God, I
is,
haven't been there in ages.
But SeaWorld is a very relaxed vibe where you can go down. Their resort is incredible. Their hotels are wonderful, and you could just walk around, enjoy a nice weekend away. And like I remember Stephanie goes because she's always talking about Hawaii, and I'm not a Hawaii guy. Tommy Lamb's a Hawaii guy. Bergie used to live in Hawaii, but I'm like, I don't want to take a 6-hour flight just to go to Hawaii. And then everybody's like, oh, but the golf. I'm like, you know where I play golf great? In Yorba Linda, California at Black Gold. I don't need to fly 6 hours to go play golf, sucker. But I remember last year when we were walking around in their resort, Paradise Point. Stephanie goes, God, this reminds me of Hawaii. I go, perfect.
Good,
we're a 2-hour train away.
Hey, SeaWorld is a great place. I know I raised all my kids. You know, we went there every summer multiple times. They used to have these Cirque du Soleil shows that they would put on, which is where all the concerts happen now. And they put on a great fireworks show. And I think, you know, people just walk away from there and they love it. But I will say, remember last year, the first time we went to SeaWorld, how we got Lindsay to get on the roller coaster and then do a live video while on the roller coaster? That worked out great. So we love our partners down at SeaWorld. Can't wait to get back down there. And Genuine was the artist that we picked out. Hopefully he still makes it today. Just really because of the pony. I mean, that really was it.
We'll get back to that. I also want to talk about our friends at CHLA in a little bit. But let's reset some top of the hour integrity.
Right.
The Las Vegas Golden Knights beat the Hurricanes last night, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. We had Samboni in here giving us his 2-minute, 2-minute minor.
Yep,
That's
2-minute minor.
Sedano's bit. The 2 minutes on the Stanley Cup Final. When's Game 2, Cappy?
Good question. I don't know.
Right.
I kind of go night by night. Well, I knew last night was
how much we pay attention.
For last night. For last night, it was hockey.
Thursday. Thank you for coming.
For tonight, it's basketball, and then by the next day, I'll figure out what's going on next.
So
but
Game 1.
Game 2 is tomorrow at 5:00.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Spurs and Knicks tonight, 5:30 p.m. You can watch it on ABC, all the coverage on ESPN, and, of course, you could hear it here on your afternoon drive on ESPN LA and the all-new ESPN LA app. Sedano will be part of the call, courtesy of ESPN Radio. Now, Sedano was really fired up yesterday, and I kind of said this all day long because it was Live Imaging Tuesday, so I said this across the day on our shows, is that Sedano's obviously all in on the Spurs. But not a lot of people pick the Spurs. And my thing is, because I was in sports radio in the mid-2000s, I was at Fox Sports Radio, and our boss, the great Andrew Ashwood, my mentor, he had just come from running San Antonio for Clear Channel and the sports stations there, and the Spurs loved him. Like, literally, him and Pop would talk, and they called him the gorilla and all these things. So he was a massive Spurs fan. So that meant JT the Brick at night, and San Antonio was one of our major markets, WAI and the Ticket 760. So everybody was into the Spurs, and I hated the Spurs because they were boring to me. So I've never been a Spurs guy. Now, Wemby isn't Tim Duncan and Ginobili and Tony Paquette and all that stuff. He's a lot more exciting, but he still is just kind of, what's the word? Other than elbowing somebody during the playoffs and getting, a little upset here and there, it's not like he is over the top with excitement other than his play. Does that make sense? So I can understand why people are rooting for New York. And they want to see the Knicks. And it makes you wonder, does the NBA want New York to win a finals? Since they haven't won one in, 50 years?
Yeah.
Since 1972.
Or even more than 50 years.
Yeah.
Right.
54 years.
54 years, yeah. Look, I think the reason people are picking the Knicks is because, for the most part, the things that George talked about as to why he's picking the Spurs. In other words, the Spurs were involved in a very physical battle against the defending. By the way, most people thought Oklahoma City was destined to make another run at the NBA Finals this year, mostly because the overwhelming thought is that the Spurs are on their way. They're very young. Wemby's only 22 or whatever he is. Stephon Castle is a very young guy. Harper is also very young. And the average age of the Spurs is so young, but they did such a great job by getting a De'Aaron Fox and a Harrison Barnes, guys that came from Sacramento that were in a losing environment that desperately wanted to win. and you mixed in that veteran presence with a lot of young kids. The fact that they're so young makes me think that maybe this is the Knicks' time, that maybe a team of guys that, I mentioned this a million times, guys that played together in college, guys that won multiple national championships while at Villanova together, you put them together with some veteran guys, like a Karl Anthony Towns. I actually think a guy like Mitchell Robinson from the Knicks is going to be a big difference maker in this series with his size and his defense.
Absolutely, but I think he's questionable right now because he left.
He's got a finger issue.
That finger, and he left practice early yesterday, so who knows? But, I mean, if you wanted to – I don't believe conspiracy theories too much. If the NBA was going to want to have a team win, I could see it being the Knicks just because, remember, they had the frozen envelope where they were able to get Patrick Ewing. And also because they haven't won for such a long time, and to get the New York market to have a championship, I think that's good for the NBA in general and for the big market teams in that sense. But it feels like this is all about Wemby, and that Wemby is just going to take this over. And I got Spurs in 5, Cappy. What did you have?
I'm going to take the Knicks in 7.
Knicks in 7?
Yeah.
What is it just because you want to be opposite, or what part of it?
First and foremost, I do want to be opposite.
Well, that's okay. I know that's where you usually
are. You rooting for our friends Ben Lyons? Who's a Knicks
not really.
Fan? Okay.
No,
Timothy Chalamet?
Chalamet?
No,
you're not cheering for him?
No, not him.
Our
not
friends
Morgan.
Our friends
not
at
Ben Stiller.
ESPN New York, the official home of the New York Knicks.
Nope, got nothing to do with that either.
All right.
I just think that the Knicks are the team. First of all, they're on an 11-game winning streak. I thought Wendy pointed it out really well. When the Rams drafted Ty Simpson, and the entire conversation was around why would the Rams draft a quarterback of the future? Why wouldn't they draft somebody that could impact them this season? That's the last time the Knicks lost a game. That seems like months ago. Obviously, it was when was the draft? Late April.
Yeah.
So we're talking a long time ago. The Knicks have played fewer games than the Spurs, as Wendy pointed out. They've played 4 fewer games than the Spurs, and the Spurs are coming off of a 7-game war. The Knicks are coming off of 1 game that was a war in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then 3 games where they just completely wiped Cleveland off the floor. So the Knicks have the experience. I don't mean like championship experience. I just mean older guys. They've got the experience. They've got the hunger. They've got the team vibes. They've got this crazy fan base. They're well rested. So I'm trying to talk myself into taking the Knicks because Wemby is an unbeatable individual player.
Yeah, what he did against Oklahoma City, and it's difference of what their opponents were. I mean, if you look at the Knicks, they had Atlanta, who they struggled with early, and then blew them apart after that. Then they had Philadelphia, who was coming off of the Boston series, where they should have never won that series, and so that was a pretty straight, easy shot for them. And then you finish with the Cavs, which were frauds. And we talked about how much they were frauds, and Lindsay started screaming about how much of frauds they were. After game 1 of that series, it was over. They gave up. So, yes, they have more time off, but the paths were so much different. I think coming off of this Oklahoma City series, those were 2 heavyweight battles going back and forth at each other. And they're just not – I understand that the Knicks are a good defensive team and will be very physical with Wemby, but it's not going to be the same as it was like in Oklahoma City. They are just a much, much bigger physical team.
I think Wemby is going to have another big night.
Not physical.
Maybe not, but he is tall, and he's got some strength
tall.
To him.
You're right.
And so, I mean, because that's what it takes. There's only one Wemby. People list him at 7'5". Some people that say that's an exaggeration. Karl Anthony Towns is 7 feet tall, and he's 250 pounds. So he may not have the inches, but he may have the girth, and he may have the strength to at least battle. And the same goes for Mitchell Robinson. Your point is right on, Bergie. He does have a finger injury. He is considered a game-time decision, but he's another 7-foot, 250-pound guy. That doesn't mean that the Knicks are going to win, because we just saw what happened with Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's got a guy who's 7'2", and they got another guy who's 7 feet, 250, and that wasn't enough for Oklahoma City to win that series. And I thought Wendy brought up a really good point. I mean, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander played brilliantly in Game 7. He scored 35 points. But we had not seen Shai Gilgeous-Alexander sort of pedestrian play at that level until we saw them play against San Antonio and the way these young kids defended against him. So, look, I think San Antonio should be favored. I think most people who watched the Western Conference Finals thought that was the true NBA championship. It reminds me of when the Colts and the Patriots used to play in the AFC Championship game every year, and people would say that's the Super Bowl. So people think that. But the Knicks got the vibes. The Knicks got the fan base. The Knicks got, the rest time. They've got some big dudes. Jalen Brunson, I really grew to respect him last year in particular when he was playing against the Lakers. Do you remember this game where he twisted an ankle and he went to the free throw line, knocked down the free throws, and then had to be carried off the court back to the locker room at Crypto.com? Like, for me, I was like, that guy right there has got heart. So Jalen Brunson
walked off after tearing his Achilles, but that's just a whole nother.
I understand. I got it. I'm not trying to compare him to Kobe.
I'm
not trying to compare. So look, I'm just hopeful. I want a good series. I want it to be entertaining. I want it to be fun, and I actually think that the upset of Wemby and the Spurs would actually be a great story.
So, but why would it be a great story? What to get through Oklahoma City, to get to they didn't make the playoffs last year, and then to come in and have Wemby be what he's been doing, and having this young team that you've been talking about all come together and gel and make it to the finals, and then end up losing. That's almost more disappointing than anything else if you're the Spurs.
But I think so much of the conversation about Wemby right now is, and I've watched this over and over again, whether it was on First Take or Get Up or any of the morning sports talk shows, is it Wemby's league? Is it Wemby's time? Is it Wemby's world? Blah, blah, blah.
So you're tired of it and you don't want to hear it
anymore. No, it's the prevailing thought is that all of those things will be true if Wemby, as Perk would say, finishes the job. And I just actually think that for the story of it all, if the New York Knicks upset this young team of kids with the most amazing player on the planet and maybe one of the most interesting physical specimens that we've ever seen in any sport at any time, if the New York Knicks pull off this upset, it makes it that much more interesting going into the future. Like, it's Wemby's time, it's Wemby's league, but he didn't finish the job. The Knicks actually got him.
So what do you think? What do you think about the rest of the country? So if the full country is watching this, do you think they want Wemby and the Spurs to win, or New York because it's New York and to beat Wemby?
I think most people probably will be rooting for the Spurs.
Yeah, most people rooting for the guy that's just so different than anything else. I think we talk about it a lot when it's people they like dominance. They like somebody that's going to come in and take over a league. That's why Jordan was so big, was so great. LeBron, Kobe, those guys. You want that one guy that's going to take over and be like, this is the dude for the next 10, 15, 20 years. Mm-hmm. That's what you had in LeBron. So I think we're all looking for that next person in the NBA, because right now, over and over again, we're getting different champions, and Shea hasn't really pulled that out yet. And most people actually don't like the way that Shea plays. I like the whole Thunder team in general, because I want dominance. I want a team that is a villain to take over everything. Wemby can be that guy, and I think that's good for the sport, and that's good for basketball, just to have somebody that's like, I am now the guy in charge for the rest of for the next 10, 15 years.
Well, I'll tell you guys this. You talk about top-of-the-hour integrity. We're talking about the NBA Finals tonight, Game 1 between San Antonio and New York. But if we're keeping true to top-of-the-hour integrity, the story that we've been talking about for the last...
though, so it's the bottom of the hour, right?
Well, I guess we are pulling towards the bottom of the hour. I just feel like we're kind of just in the middle of this full conversation. I'll just say this, though. The story that we've been talking about for 2 days, that is still just the story that has just gone completely everywhere. I just happened to look up. Pat McAfee had on Les Snead this morning. And this whole thing yesterday that happened at this press conference with Myles Garrett, to me, is still, as much as we're into the NBA Finals and it's Game 1, and we watched the Stanley Cup Finals Game 1 last night, which I know is not on our radar as much as everybody else's might be, or we're talking about the Dodgers and we're 60-some-odd games into the season, we're not even into training camp yet. And the Myles Garrett story, to me, is still the number one story in town. I thought his press conference yesterday was really great. I thought that him talking about LeBron was certainly very interesting. I also didn't know this. Myles Garrett made a comment yesterday during the press conference that his father is from L.A., and so he's always had ties to L.A., not to mention his girlfriend and the Olympic snowboarder that she is. So I still think, guys, as much as we're talking about the NBA Finals Game 1 tonight, I still think Myles Garrett is the overwhelming story of the day.
Yeah, I mean, we could continue talking about Myles. This is going to change this entire team. And I know we talked about it at the beginning of the show about Aaron Donald. If Aaron Donald actually comes out of retirement to play alongside Myles Garrett, this may be one of the best defenses of all time, no?
I mean, on paper, it would be.
Especially now because you got Trent McDuffie and you got Jalen Watson to go into for your secondary. You still have Quentin Lake with the safety and the linebacking core with Nate Landman. That's a strong, strong defense.
Well, I just think that the Rams are going to become the Dodgers in terms of how people hate them.
Good.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Around the country, people are going to look at the Rams and they're going to go. And it's not like it is with the Dodgers where the Dodgers can just outspend everybody. It's the Rams outmaneuvering everybody. That's the whole key to this story, is that the Rams have found a way to say, that's the guy we want. And that's what's so interesting about this story, is that it didn't happen overnight. Hey, you want to make a trade for Myles Garrett? This was not the Luka trade, right. where this sort of just fell into your lap.
Hey, you want him?
Right. Yeah. What, you're calling me and you're asking me if I want Luka?
Guys, the Luka thing was just random. There was nothing behind that.
No, of course not.
Nothing was set up. They just randomly got the overall number 1 pick in the lottery afterwards.
Right.
Nico didn't lose his job because of it for no reason.
Yeah. But the way the Rams are out maneuvering teams, that to me is the story. They said, we want Myles Garrett. How could we ever get Cleveland to give us Myles Garrett? This was not a first conversation. Hey, we'd like to have Myles Garrett. What do you want from us? Well, we'll take Jared Verse. We'll take a first-round pick this year, a second-round pick, and then a third-round pick. This has been going on, according to Les Snead, it's been going on for a long time. And they just keep going back and forth, and they keep having conversations. And then there was that move right around the time that Ty Simpson was doing all of his private workouts, where there was this move to adjust Myles Garrett's contract. And Les Snead said, I don't know. I just kind of took it as a sign that maybe there's some wiggle room here. And then Les Snead calls down to their general manager, Andrew Berry, and says, hey, what do you think? Could we have this conversation? And then ultimately, when the Browns come to the Rams and they go, all right, look, you're offering A, B, and C. Here's what would put us over the top and would get us to do this deal. Sure, tell me, what is it? Jared Verse. The Rams' initial reaction was, nah. We're trying to put Myles Garrett on the field with Jared Verse. And the Browns were like, well, if you really want Myles Garrett, we have to have a starting defensive player, a pass rusher, somebody that's a comp, maybe not a full comp, but somebody who's a second year going to a third year player who's already good, who's already got credentials, et cetera. That's the guy we want. If you'll give us Jared Verse and the 1, the 2, and the 3, we'll make that deal right now. And it didn't seem like it was so immediate, like, boom, done. A lot of consideration that went into giving up on Jared Verse this early in his career.
So let me ask you something. I want to go. You mentioned Ty Simpson, and I want to kind of take it back to that because I've been very much like don't understand the Ty Simpson thing, and now with this, I kind of understand it a little bit more because you don't have a first round pick next year to have a quarterback, but also at the same time, I still don't kind of get it because if you had an idea, their whole thing was, oh yeah, we knew we were going to get Myles Garrett, so we were able to trade this, knowing we are not going to have a pick in the next year, possibly not in 28 also, so that's why they drafted him. If you knew that, and you knew you're getting Myles Garrett, isn't that more of a reason to go fully all in and not use it on a quarterback, use it on a receiver, use it on an offensive lineman, use it on something that's going to get you to the Super Bowl that much more, and then you worry about the quarterback a little bit later down the line? Because I know it's important, it's incredibly important, but you still have this Matthew Stafford window, and so to get as many championships as possible with Matthew Stafford, and now with Myles Garrett, and everybody else, Devontae Adams, everybody, shouldn't you go more all in at that point?
So you asked the question about wide receiver, and that was the talk going into the NFL draft, that the Rams needed another wide receiver because there's the possibility that they could lose Puka Nacua to free agency into the future, right? The number 1 wide receiver for the Rams, Puka Nacua. Number 2, Devontae Adams. If they would have drafted Mekhi Lemon out of USC, Mekhi Lemon was going to be the number 3 wide receiver.
Yep.
You tell me, is a number 3 wide receiver going to have massive impact on a team in year 1? In all likelihood.
So maybe not. We've seen rookie wide receivers have big impact, and if you still have to double up on Devontae Adams at times, double up on Puka Nacua at times. The third wide receiver, remember, who was it? It was
Jordan Whittington.
It was Jordan. No. A couple of years ago, it was. I think he's up in San Francisco now. I'm blanking on his name. But they had another Shoot, can't think of his name.
Okay,
But either way,
figure it out.
they had another wide receiver that came up huge multiple times because they had a different guy to go to that could catch the ball in open space and make plays. And that's not what I don't know. I don't think that Jordan Whittington is that guy. He's decent, but he's just not. You need another guy, and even more so, I would still would have gone more offensive line. You need more depth.
That's a different conversation. I don't disagree with that. But, again, let's just think about it. Let's say you draft an offensive lineman in the first round at number 13, and let's say that offensive lineman is not going to be a starter immediately. Why would you go do that? I mean, isn't that really preparing for the future?
Demarcus Robinson.
If you had a guy who was a first round, he's immediately starting at left tackle kind of a player, then I would agree with that. But I think that the Rams look at their team and they say, we've got a top-rated offense in the entire NFL. We've got an MVP quarterback. We've got 2 superstar wide receivers. We've got a tight end room that is so full, I don't even know how we'll even dress all these guys. And we like our offensive line. You can always use depth there, no doubt about it. But if you knew that you'd already plugged the biggest hole that you had, which was at cornerback, and you did it with an all-pro caliber player, not Pro Bowl, all-pro caliber player, and you added depth to the secondary, and the only thing we're missing from this defense is a guy who can absolutely close the game. That's what Aaron Donald was. They replaced Aaron Donald with like 5 dudes. Myles Garrett is a true closer. So when the other offense is on the field and they're driving down the field for what could be the game-winning score, Myles Garrett is the guy, like Aaron Donald, that you expect to go make that play. And now they have that as well. So I'll go back to Ty Simpson also, Greg, and I'll still say what I said back then. If he becomes a starting quarterback in the NFL, this will go down as a very smart move, because rather than getting him and needing him to play right away like Fernando Mendoza or any of these other rookie-type quarterbacks, Bo Nix, name your guy, you've got a chance to do what Patrick Mahomes did, which is sit and watch and learn and get to know the roster and the playbook and the coaching staff and everything, so that by the time he's ready to go, they're ready to hand this team to that kid. I actually still think it's a brilliant move.
So I understand, brilliant for the future. I totally understand it. So I'm not trying to take away from that at all. I just think, in going back to Mekhi Lemon, so let's say you do draft a wide receiver and he does have an impact because he's that good of a receiver. Devontae Adams was injured for a couple games last year, and when he was injured, their offense sputtered a little bit because they didn't have that. I mean, they still had Puka that was starting to score some touchdowns, but that caused their offense to have a little bit of issues because you don't have a great receiver in Adams.
A guy who scores in the red zone, a guy who you go to in the red zone.
Every time. Puka Nacua plays like on fire. He goes head first into dudes. At some point, he's going to get concussions. Those things happen. So he plays through a lot of pain. He plays through a lot of things, but getting injured with the way that he plays is not out of the realm of possibility. So having another guy there as a backup to make sure that to me is more important, to have a steady third wide receiver than having a steady backup that may not play for 3-4 years.
Yeah, but hold on. One thing you got to put your trust into McVay and Snead in this way.
Oh, they get full trust, by the way. I'm just having a conversation.
Puka Nacua was like a 5th-round draft choice. More often than not, 5th-round draft choices are not long for NFL rosters. Puka Nacua has emerged as a star. We all understand that. They must feel really good about the way they draft, because last year in the late rounds, they got a kid named Kanata Muntfield, who you may remember, who played a little bit last year and played pretty well at times. And this past year, they went out into the late rounds and they drafted another wide receiver, this kid out of Miami. I got to remember his name. I think it's I got to think of the kid's name. But he was like a 7th-round draft choice.
7th-round pick,
6 to 7. Right. So they think that they know how to go out and get guys in the late rounds that can be good. And the reports on the young man out of Miami, again, I think he was a 7th-round pick, have been pretty good so far. At least those have been the reports.
I think we just go by first-round picks just have such a huge meaning to your teams usually. And maybe that's more for a team like me, like the Raiders. That first-round pick, that's an important piece that has to actually, always. That's an important piece that has to hit for this team to do well. So that's not the case for the Rams. So I can see it in that sense. I don't know. In my mind, a first-round pick is someone that should be playing immediately should be playing well immediately. And I mean, I know it happens, but that guy should have an impact on your team from basically day one. Or at least in the first year.
Well, put it this way. If you're a top 10 pick and you're joining a bad team, that should be the case. If you are not a top 10 pick and you are joining a team that was Super Bowl ready a year ago, that may not necessarily be the case. By the way, the kid from Miami was a 6th-round pick. His name is C.J. Daniels.
Right.
And already the reports from the Rams have been that they really like what this kid has brought. Now it's off-season workouts. Nobody's even in pads yet. But again,
I can't wait for the off-season workout where they say, "Oh, I don't like him. That guy stinks."
Well, listen. I hate to do this because I think that everybody is under the microscope and worthy of some criticism. But and it's not like the Rams have reeled off 3 straight Super Bowl wins. But if there's one team in L.A. that is showing you that they are all in to win, yes, it's the Dodgers. The Dodgers will go spend $60 million on a guy like Kyle Tucker, who's not very good, at least through the first 60 games. But if there's another team that you believe that is absolutely all about winning and all about winning immediately, because the Super Bowl is here in L.A. and it's part of the bigger culture of World Cup and Olympics and Super Bowl kind of sandwiched in between, the Rams desperately, organizationally want to win this Super Bowl again in their hometown, in their home stadium. And I think they've done everything you can ask them to do to prove that they're all about winning.
Thank you, Cappy. Man, we did some hardcore.
Yeah.
Like
you were nervous.
hardcore Wednesday.
You were nervous. You were nervous it was going to be me and Cappy and that we couldn't talk.
No, what I said to him before, once I saw Sedano was leaving right at 9, I said, hey, after the Genuine thing, and Genuine, thanks for blowing us off, man. That one hurts a little bit.
It does
I don't
hurt.
think he did it on purpose. We'll figure it out. I said, after Genuine, I got nothing. I said, so you're going to be able to host this hour with Cappy? And Bergie said, yeah, I got it. I wasn't doubting Bergie, but I did want to ask the question out loud, as sometimes we do in the room. We're like, hey, let's say it out loud. Oh, hey, Bergie. Cappy, real quick, before we take a quick 2-minute timeout, and then we'll do the Lindsay segment hosted by Bergie, and then we'll do our usual pomp and circumstance to wrap it up. I want to talk about our friends at CHLA. I talk a lot about Providence because they saved my life, but we also do a lot with CHLA, Children's Hospital Los Angeles. I did the Meet the Partners podcast a few weeks ago with Leandro Hidalgo, Grammy Award winner. His daughter Mia got life-saving a liver transplant, literally, when she was an infant. She's now 2.5 years old, doing well. This Saturday, coming up, Saturday, June 6th, at the Santa Monica Pier from 8 a.m. till noon. I'll be broadcasting live, but I'm also going to be walking the 3K. And I understand not everybody wants to come to Santa Monica on a Saturday morning and walk with us. You're more than invited to come on out, press the flesh. But what I do want you to do is think about your kids, your healthy kids, hopefully. Think about your nieces, your nephews, your friends' kids. Think about if they needed life-saving care. Hopefully, they don't ever need that. But if they do, you want to go to CHLA, Children's Hospital Los Angeles. And by the way, they see over 750,000 patients a year. Not all of them are from L.A. People from all across the world fly in, and nobody is ever presented out of the gate. They don't say, like a lot of hospitals, we all know how the medical industry can be. They don't say, where's your insurance sucker, or here's the bill. They take care of you. And part of that is with the fundraising they do. So we're doing this Walk and Play LA event as Children's Hospital Los Angeles celebrates 125 years. Guess who donated yesterday, Cappy?
Tell me.
Steve Mason donated $500.
Hey,
look at him.
Ireland put in $100. Get this. DeMarco got Travis to open up that wallet, which had cobwebs coming out. When DeMarco opened it up, they each gave $250.
Wow.
$500 is a show. We hit our goal, our fundraising goal yesterday. But the big question is, Cappy, what are you going to donate? Well, while you ponder that, I don't need 4 minutes on what you're going to donate.
Well, I'm thinking about it now.
Because you have
I'll get
healthy
back to you in
kids.
4 minutes.
You
I'll
have
get back to
healthy
you in 4
kids.
minutes,
You
yeah.
have healthy kids. You're lucky. They're so healthy that they keep draining you of money. But I want you to give a little bit of that money to CHLA for this fundraising. Go to ESPNLA.com. Click on the Walk with the Team, the big ESPNLA Children's Hospital logo. Even if you can't join us on Saturday in person, at least donate $5, $10, whatever you can to help us out. Maybe you're like Cappy and you drink an $8 cup of coffee. Give us the $8 a day and make your own coffee. Go to ESPNLA.com, join Team ESPNLA, and here's the thing. Whatever you got, use the code PLAY at checkout. We're going to match at least $10. We're going to put $10 in the kitty with you, okay? So go to ESPNLA.com. Let's do something for the kids. And this afternoon, I'm going there to record some interviews to get us ready for Saturday when I broadcast live. I'm excited about that. All right, we're going to take a 2-minute timeout, Funchy lover. And then we're going to do the Lindsay segment with Bergie next on the Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPNLA.
Mason in Ireland.
Myles Garrett, the newest Ram, is our guest.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio.
Hey, let me ask you, you wore a Godzilla t-shirt to the press conference. Tell me about the Godzilla t-shirt. What does it mean? Why'd you choose it?
I'm a big fan of Godzilla. When I see the movies and all the different, pop culture, art and all that, I kind of view myself as a kaiju, coming into a wreck shop and take over. And it definitely was another thing, right there on the lake, coming out of the water. And, that's the kind of mental imagery that I had, and that's kind of how I viewed them sending me in. Like, I was like, I came and that was my one job was to wreck shop. And now I'm just moving from one body of water to the other. So that's kind of how I view myself. I've always been a fan of the big monster, the big kaiju. So I love Godzilla and know what it means to me.
Mason in Ireland, weekdays at noon on 710 ESPN, the all-new ESPN LA app, and live on YouTube.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. It's springtime in SoCal, and you're still on those same old floors? Make a power move with Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. Hardwood, laminate, waterproof vinyl, carpet, turf, all in stock. They even have Cortec, the original 100% waterproof, kid-proof, pet-proof, luxury vinyl flooring in a ton of colors ready and in stock. Visit the showroom off the 5 next to the Commerce Casino or check them out on the web, HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. No games, no gimmicks, and no spring sale beats wholesale.
It's DeMarco Farr and Travis Rogers for your afternoon drive.
Yeah, baby. Yes, thank you, Les Snead.
Go. The floor is yours. I've been waiting all day.
Christmas came early. Oh, my goodness. Myles Garrett is on his way. Give that man a cape. Change LA to Wakanda. It's on now, baby. Let's go.
DeMarco and Travis have taken over Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on 710 ESPN.
You're hanging out with the Sedano and Kap Morning Show.
Hey, this is Baba Booey from Yachtly Crew, and you're listening to 710 ESPN Sedano and Kap.
Hey, what's up, my friends? This is Sailor Hawkins from Yachtly Crew, and you're listening to Sedano and Kap here on ESPN 710 LA. Jack.
More Sedano and Kap right now.
9:45. Good morning. The Sedano and Kap Morning Show on ESPN LA. Cappy. You hear Yachtly Crew, our friends. They are getting ready. Tickets are on sale today for the tradition every summer that I wait for. My first Yachtly Crew concert back in summer of 23, I believe. Right, Bergie? Bergie was with us. And Stephanie, we weren't dating yet. She said, hey, come check out this group called Yachtly Crew. We went to the Starlight Bowl in Burbank for an amazing summer night. I fell in love with the band. We would later become friends. We all became friends. And the whole mishpucha. Saturday, August 20th, 2nd, in Burbank at the Starlight Bowl. It's happening again. Yachtly Crew on stage. Tickets go on sale today. Now, this one I think will be special. So I want you to put it in your calendar because you've never been on stage at the Starlight Bowl, Cappy.
Nope,
I think you and I get on stage. Maybe we take Bergie out there this time around.
I would love to.
And we bring on Yachtly Crew in our sailor outfits on a summer night as we watch the sunset. It's going to be beautiful, man.
Remember when we brought them out in Hollywood?
At the Whiskey.
At the Whiskey, and me and you were on stage, and Mason was with us, but he was all wasted on, like, gummies.
Yeah.
And didn't have anything to say. So, like, we have the microphones, and me and you were like, what's up? Yeah, let's go, Yachtly Crew. And then Mason's like, what
Baker
do you guys...
Street. That's all he said. All he said was Baker Street, the song.
Baker Street.
He was silent the whole night?
He was so high.
So stoned. Oh, man.
These edibles make you so silent.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, Yachtly Crew, our friends. Sailor Hawkins, the lead singer, you heard him there.
Love you, Mace.
Rob and everybody will be out there. And Andy, their manager, who takes care of everything. So hopefully we'll come on stage. We'll bring them out. But we'll give away tickets, too, as we get closer. Saturday, August 22nd. Going to be a great night in the city of Burbank. Yachtly Crew Under the Stars at the Starlight Theater, which is basically like the Hollywood Bowl in Burbank. Which is great on a summer night. All right, time for the Lindsay segment, hosted by Bergie today. And we like to play a TV theme, or in this case for Entourage, how about a movie theme? This song used in the movie Entourage. And that's why we use it every day. Not because of Entourage, we just like the da-da-da-da.
You know, the guy who created Entourage, my friend Doug Ellen.
Yes.
I've been with him a lot here in the last week or so. Man, he makes noise on social media, dude. He goes out there and he just tells you what's going on. He did a video the other day on Instagram about how his house had been robbed, and now he's got 3 guns in the house and 3 German Shepherds in the house, and who he's voting for mayor. And then people jumped all over him. They're like, hey, moron, you live in Beverly Hills. You can't vote for mayor in L.A.
Right.
To which he then responded with, I'm voting right now. He actually showed his ballot while he was voting yesterday. So shout out to my boy Doug. Makes a lot of noise on social media. And obviously Entourage was one of the all-time great shows.
On this day in 2015, Entourage the movie was released in theaters. All right, time for the Bergie segment. You can follow him wherever he is on social media. Where is it? Everybody knows how to find Greg Bergie.
Greg, yeah. I need to change that, by the way.
The Bergie segment brought to you by Hernandez Wholesale Flooring. If you're in the market for new flooring, shop at Hernandez Wholesale Flooring, where every day is a deal, no gimmicks. Call 866-62-FLOOR or go to HernandezWholesaleFlooring.net. No sale beats wholesale. Take it away, Bergie.
All right, so Cappy, I want you to tell me, I'm going to ask you the question first. I want you to tell me if this is an acceptable behavior by my brother, okay? So when I was, it was 1995, so I was 12 years old. UCLA went on to win the national championships. That was the only basketball national championship I've ever seen from them. And it was one of the most exciting runs in UCLA history for myself. In the second round of the tournament, they played Missouri, and Tyus Edney had this amazing, you've seen it, 4.8 seconds, goes from one side to the other, put a hook shot over the tallest defender on the floor. They win the game, and then the rest is history. They beat everybody else by 10+. So while that all happened, I was with my dad. We were in my living room, and I jumped up and down. I almost broke my ankle because I was jumping up and down so much, and I was losing my mind. It was one of the best moments as a kid I've ever had. Now, fast forward to earlier this week, probably about 2 days ago. My brother is at a golf tournament at Braemar Country Club, and he's playing with it's a UCLA tournament. And so he ends up afterwards, after they played, he's sitting next to Tyus Edney. And so he starts talking to Tyus Edney, and then he tells a story. He tells that story to Tyus Edney. However, he changes it, and he says that he did it. He was the one that was jumping up and down and breaking his ankle and all those different things. It was his story, and he used it for himself. Now, is that acceptable, knowing that I'm not there, and he's just talking to him and telling stories?
I'm going to go with it is acceptable for your brother to exaggerate the story and use himself as the character rather than his brother. Because if he's sitting there with Tyus Edney, he could say something like, Ty, man, that play against Missouri with 4.8 seconds to go to win that moved on to help win the national championship. I was losing my mind because he's trying to bro down with Tyus Edney in that moment, Bergie. Right. You know what I mean? He's trying to let Tyus Edney know how much that play meant to him in his life. If he says it meant a lot to my brother, Tyus Edney's probably sitting there going,
"Who the hell's that guy?
Telling me a story about your brother?"
He wasn't even there is the thing, and he could have said. So he could have said we were all jumping around. My brother almost broke his ankle. All these different things. He could have changed it and still given me the credit for what it was, and he just left me out completely. It was just him and my dad when it was me and my dad.
I think that you're telling a story, you're embellishing the story, you're essentially sucking up to the person that you're telling the story to, right, that the story is about, and so therefore, bro took a little bit of liberty with the story. Now, by the way, he could have been really dishonest and told you, hey, by the way, Greg, little bro, I met Tyus Edney. I told him the whole story about you, Dad, you almost breaking your ankle. I told him the whole story. He could have lied to you. But instead, he actually lied to Tyus Edney, but he told you the truth.
See, he did. I will give him that credit that when he called me and we were talking on the phone, he said, I took your story. He's straight up. So I'm going to tell you right now, I was talking to Tyus Edney. I took your story. I made it about me. And so I respect the fact that he told me that he did it. I just got a little upset. Like, hey, man, that was a... Hey, man. That was a time where
Why are you texting Funch, Cap, on things you need for the show?
Well, because I don't want to bother you because I think you might be busy with other stuff.
Now, you also know what my response would be, but okay.
What would your response be?
Just sorry, Bergie, but Cappy now texting Funches. Funch is going to be like, hey,
I'm honored that you texted me.
Yeah, not only did I text Funch, but I texted Tim as well.
So Tim's not here. Tim's not even here. So good job,
well,
Cap.
Then Tim, forget it. So Tim, check. I'm going to text them back right now. Hey, Tim, forget it.
Is Funch in your phone as Funchy Lover?
He is in my phone as just Funches.
Just Funch.
Oh,
right. No Michael, just Funches.
Just Funches.
Okay.
Who's
You're
Michael?
Scott Kaplan to my phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're Scott Kaplan.
Can't you just put me in as Cappy?
Okay, I will do that.
Yeah.
I will do that.
So I found myself every time I'm going to text you. You're in my phone as Scott Kaplan also, but every time I tried typing Cappy, and then I can't get to your contact. So I need to change you to Cappy.
You are also in my phone as Greg Bergman. I should put in Gregory Arthur
or Bergie.
Or Bergie would work as well.
One or the other.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do one more? Or you want to move
give
on?
us one more.
Okay. Bears quarterback Caleb Williams just made franchise history. He's the first Chicago Bears player ever to land on the cover of Madden, scoring the spot on Madden NFL 27. Williams says it's a childhood dream come true after growing up playing the game. He's still a child. Now the only question is whether he can dodge the infamous Madden curse that has haunted past cover stars. Do you believe in the Madden curse and it's going to affect one Caleb Williams?
I do not believe in curses. I don't believe in them. And you know what always bothers me is when, like, you say something on the radio and then, you know, a team loses. And then people hit me up. You cursed us. Yeah. You cursed us by saying that they were going to win. You cursed us. It's your fault.
Were you at the game? It was your fault.
I wasn't on the field. I didn't miss that shot. I didn't strike out. I didn't throw that interception. Leave me the F alone. I don't believe in these curses, but there is evidence, isn't there, Bergie, that says that, like, over the course of, let's say, 10 or 15 or 20 years, of all the guys who've been the Madden cover boy, they a lot of times get hurt and don't succeed.
A lot of them. Most of them. So it has, like, Garrison Hurst was one in 99, Michael Vick, Sean Alexander, Christian McCaffrey. So Mahomes broke the curse, Calvin Johnson broke the curse, and Tom Brady broke the curse. Twice.
Okay. I think Caleb Williams is more on the Tom Brady break the curse side than he is on the Garrison Hurst, name from the past, cursed side. I'm going with no curse.
No curse?
No curse.
I'm kind of hoping for the curse.
You want the curse?
Yeah, I'm not a big Caleb.
You're worried about Caleb, and you're worried about the Bears.
A little bit. They looked really good last year. But also I think that they won a lot of close games. So typically if you win close games the year before, you lose a lot of those close games. So I think they come crashing down to earth.
Yeah, ask the Minnesota Vikings about that. 2 years ago, the Minnesota Vikings had like 6 wins by fewer than one score, and then last year everything fell apart. I mean, I guess they still had a winning record, but first round draft choice quarterback, and now they're going to replace with a guy that's always had a reputation for not really wanting to study and work.
Yeah, he's a mess. JJ McCarthy's a mess.
I'm not giving up on that kid.
Did you hear the thing with him? Who's the backup? Who's the other quarterback?
Kyler Murray?
Yeah, Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy going back and forth. Kyler Murray was like, oh, hey, yeah, I work a lot with JJ. He's a great kid. We just kind of hang out. He asks me questions and I answer him. It's great. It's a great relationship. And then JJ goes, yeah, he's just a guy that sits on the other side of the room. I don't know anything about him. It's a weird story. It's a really weird story.
It's going to be worth watching as the season gets close. No doubt. Well, there you go, Christopher. That's the Lindsay segment.
I'm replying to Sedano. Give me a second.
Oh, really? What's he talking about?
Well, we can keep talking about Caleb Williams. I mean,
I text individually with Sedano, just like you text individually with Funches.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is actually to the group.
I see it. I'm looking at it right now. Well, this kid better get some medication before he loses his voice.
He's getting prednisone.
Oh, prednisone. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, but that's hardcore stuff when they have to give it to you for your throat,
Yeah, that's a steroid, and you got to take that and get all that inflammation out of that throat.
Exactly. We do our Don't Sweat the Small Stuff calendar of the day for Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. Title of this one, Empathize, Cappy. Learning to empathize is a great way to become not only a more gracious and thoughtful person, but a happier one as well. To empathize means that you attempt to put yourself in others' shoes, to experience something from their perspective. Like, I feel bad for Cappy. His contract's coming up. I empathize with him, Bergie, right?
Yeah, you gotta.
It doesn't mean you feel sorry for them, I don't. But that you seek to understand what it must feel like to be them, or what it must be like to be going through what they are going through. That's your Don't Sweat the Small Stuff calendar of the day for Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. All right, time for the Dealer's Choice Real Deal, brought to you by Seller's Advantage. Want to sell your house? Before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer, no repairs needed. They make selling easy. Call 888-390-AS-IS for a no-obligation offer, or visit sellersadvantage.com. Providence Realty, DRE 0191-5212, Cappy.
It's a lot of twos in there.
A lot of twos.
Hey, real quick, this one kind of struck me today. This is news from the day and something we wouldn't normally talk about here, but I just want to bring it up. Does anybody here, like me, still watch 60 Minutes on Sunday evening? Like, is that a show that is on your radar still?
I haven't watched it live like that in probably 15 years.
Never really watched it live, period.
I used to watch it live. Yeah,
do you guys get the 60 Minutes content, though, like on social media?
Sometimes I do.
No,
is Ed Bradley still there?
Yes.
Ed Bradley, is he?
I thought he was.
I like the open to it. That was really about it.
Yes.
Right. The 60 Minutes open.
Yeah.
So,
but did Ed Bradley die?
I thought Ed Bradley was dead. I
don't think he was dead. I feel like he was still there.
I don't know. Can somebody look up his Ed? Have we killed off Ed Bradley?
Wait a minute. I think a couple years ago he was there.
He died in
we didn't kill him off.
2006.
No.
2006?
2006?
Really?
20 years? Died November 9th, 2006.
Really?
20 years.
Yeah. Whoa. Then I must have been watching old content recently.
Yes, good old 60 Minutes really hold up, don't they?
Those Ed Bradley interviews with Michael Jackson are not new.
Sometimes I get lost in a YouTube hole, and I'm in a PBS. What's their big news show they do? Frontline, and then it'll segue to other stuff. So sometimes I get caught in classic CNN or classic 60 Minutes.
Well,
20 years though, man.
Probably when you get done watching an episode of Columbo, like Retro 60 probably comes on. You know what I mean? And you're still stuck there. Hey, I just thought this was really interesting, though. Scott
Peter
Pelly.
Falk is dead, too, if you need to know that.
Oh, okay.
I know that, yeah.
Hey, Bergie, find out how Walter Cronkite's doing. I'm just curious, you know? Scott Pelly is the face of 60 Minutes now. Let me rephrase that. Scott Pelly was the face of 60 Minutes in this modern era and probably over the last 20 years since Ed Bradley died. And Scott Pelly was fired by CBS. And I don't really know the entire story. I've read a little bit about it where Pelly pretty much accused CBS of trying to get him to do things in his stories that were like pro-administration versus him being as honest as he could be. And he must have gotten into a war with the person who now runs CBS News, telling this woman, you are destroying our entire reputation here with what you got going on. And you would think a guy like Scott Pelly would be so rich and so famous and so respected inside of CBS that he would be untouchable. And they fired his ass.
Well, just for some context, CBS is going over an overhaul with everything. So, and by the way, a lot of decisions have been made recently with CBS. CBS Radio News or CBS News Radio shut their lights off, which was the largest and oldest news network in the country for audio and broadcast and was on probably 600 radio stations. And, you know, I come from a day where my first job away from my father was at KABC Radio here in L.A., so we ran ABC, top of the hour news. So news stations have ABC, they have CBS, now there's other services, but them going out of business for no other reason and ending their service for just that CBS didn't want to do it anymore. It's not financial. It wasn't because of anything else. Has made a lot of people go, what's going on exactly? So there's been a lot of stuff going on recently with CBS that is making everybody question exactly what is this new administration doing. And I mean the administration and the ownership of CBS and Paramount and their news division. Yeah, we can all debate whether CBS News is what it used to be, but still a lot of interesting decisions are being made over there.
Right.
Colbert was CBS
Colbert.
too.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. It kind of started with Colbert, and now Scott Pelly put out this entire thing on Instagram. So if you're like me and you still watch 60 Minutes and you still think of Scott Pelly as being kind of the lead guy on 60 Minutes, you might want to check out his Instagram and see his, I'll call them accusations against CBS News and why he was fired for standing up to his bosses in a big meeting. They just were like, hey, listen, you're making our lives difficult. I don't care how rich, how famous you are. Fired, get out.
And by the way, you can find all the back and forth and the memo that ultimately not the woman running CBS News now, but his direct boss issued to him after a shout out in a meeting and all kinds of stuff. All of it, again, it's just like stuff that goes on here. We try to make light of some of the drama that goes on in our world, in our building. Guys, you're doing the news on television. And we know not as many people are watching the nightly news or 60 Minutes that they did. Can we all just figure it out? Because at the end of the day, AI could take all of our jobs tomorrow. Mm-hmm. We hope it doesn't, but come on. Everybody smile and realize, I understand what Scott Pelly's saying. I understand what both sides can say, but let's figure it out. Everybody work together. Come on. And maybe sometimes you can't, and then you get canned.
Right.
And I hate to say this, and you're going to like this, Bergie. JT the Brick had a tweet about this last night, which he may be the most right on I've ever heard, JT. You can't disrespect your boss and be shocked when you get fired.
Right.
Doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong.
Right.
In today's world, if that's what you do, no matter who you are, you got to serve somebody. Everybody's got to serve somebody, as the Bob Dylan song goes. So even if you're the biggest star in the world, guess what? Pat McAfee can't show up to the new, who's the new CEO, the new chairman of Disney? Can't go in there and say F you and expect to have a job the next day. That's just how the world works.
Doesn't matter how big of a star you are, how much success you've had.
Josh tomorrow.
Sorry, Josh.
You cannot do that. And so, Scott Pelley, I'm sure you got plenty of work around the corner if you want it, but fired.
By the way, Chappie, F you.
What?
No, you can't fire me.
Oh, that's true.
Sedano can, though.
Sedano can fire you?
Kind of. He can make a call. He can pick up the bat phone.
Well, careful then.
Wow, we went till 10:03. I didn't see that coming when we lost Sedano out of the gate at the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah.
Good job, everybody. It started a little bumpy. I was in a bad mood. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I mean, at 5 o'clock in the morning when you're texting us about how angry you are.
We got through it, though.
We did indeed.
All right, everybody. Have a great windy Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow at Thursday at 7 a.m. Sedano will hopefully have his voice back. He'll be live.
Don't count on it.
The Alamo to talk about Spurs Knicks Game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Nice work.